Welcome to the CrashOut.
Yo, Girth.
Yo,
What's
Girth.
good, everybody? It is episode 32 of the CrashOut podcast. 30. What's it called? The patch notes just came out in Disney Speedstorm, so there's some balancing changes. Actually, there's a lot of good changes, so we're gonna kind of go over our reactions. And this might be a shorter podcast, but it's gonna be short and sweet. You know what I'm saying? I know people got bedtime, so we gonna entertain you and keep it pushing. But I am Caleb Black Flash, the Speedstorm, and I'm glad. Sam, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Going on, everybody? And as Caleb said, we're on episode 32. Time flies. It's your one, the only Afro Samurai. Shout out to Nano. Hopefully he'll be here before we even finish the pod. If not, oh well. But excited to talk about, I guess, the new updates, and some other stuff. But we'll get into that. Last but not least,
the Poppy of Speedstorm.
Yo. We got a nice little short podcast for you guys. We're going to be talking about all the new seasonal stuff and division matches that are happening this weekend. And obviously tomorrow as well. And there's a couple gaming news that are out there right now. I know the big news is Xbox letting everybody off. It's kind of crazy. We'll talk about that as well. What up, Macy? How you feeling today? And without further ado, let's get it on and popping, y'all.
It's the CrashOut podcast. Buckle up, let's go. One Wing Angel, Nano, Sammy, Caleb in the flow. We're talking top 100 drama and the heat. From Disney Speedstorm to the latest game and beat. CrashOut, spin out, bring the heat and the vibe. Controversy, competition, the reason we thrive. From the track to the trends, we're taking it all. With special guests in the mix, we're having a ball. Speedstorm's the heart, but we'll branch out wide. Video games, hot takes, and the culture collide. Got a list for your mind and debates that ignite. Tune in, strap in, it's a wild ride tonight. Rev it up, level up, it's time to engage. The CrashOut crew's got the voice for the stage. From competitive tips to the latest trends, we're crashing out big, this ride never ends. Crash out, spin out, bring the heat and the vibe. Controversy, competition, the reason we thrive. From the track to the trends, we're taking it all. With special guests in the mix, we're having a ball. So hit that play button, we're revved and set. The CrashOut podcast, the best one yet.
Poppy got that web.
Oh shit, whoops. That's not what I wanted to press, but whoops. Yo, what up, Sonic?
Man, be hitting all the buttons.
My button fingers are a little excited.
All right, so just starting off, we got some divisions news real quick, and then we'll get into the Speedstorm. So divisions news, not too much going on. We did have our first matchup, season 4. It was the Lowland Thunders versus Les Felice Dubu Call. And, the Lowland Thunders came in like, dang, Goku Super Saiyan 2 or something like that. They turned up. They won 254 points to the Les Felice Dubu Call's 6. But the points, and the list, he got 67, Ferrari 66, Falcon 63, Rael, who is now on the Lowland Thunder with 58. And then for Les Felice, we had Distem, Oracle 40, Tofiness with 25, PS Victor with 15, Honor with 15, and Rafnu with 11. So those are your point standings for the first match of season 4 divisions.
Damn,
Well,
looks
shout
like
out to the
Lowland
Lowland
Thunder,
Thunders.
man. They're trying to get that crown this time. Like that
Oh, yeah.
this like these guys almost score quadruple 60 points. You know how hard it is to get a team to do a quadruple 60 points?
Yeah, I mean everybody was on point. Yeah, that's honestly going against them. Les Relief going against them was kind of like Jiraiya going against the 6 Paths to Pain. They all pulled up, they all was locked in. But it was a good, if you missed our, so make sure you check that out. But we do have the first week of the remaining races coming up. We got Legion of Zoom versus BRZ Beast. We have DT, Croissant Cruisers versus the Union Jack Arrows. The Union Jack Arrows got to level up. They got a lot of strong players who joined their team. We have BRZ Final Boss versus Dark Side Riders. We got BRZ Animal versus KA. BRZ Animal getting a level up with Lucas, I believe. We have the Stream Snipers versus BRZ Pharaoh. And yeah, those will be your matches for week 1. So
stay tuned tomorrow. Our Stream Sniper versus BRZ Pharaoh match. So if you guys want to see the competitive side with the new jump mechanics and the new characters, stay tuned because our match about to be spicy.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so that is your divisions news. But next up, we do have the Speedstorm news. So wait, before we end with division news, the World Cup signups are open. So if you haven't already signed up for with your country, because after division season 4, the World Cup will be returning. So make sure y'all sign up for the World Cup. It is in the competitive Discord. I believe the World Cup will start. I know that it starts in August, maybe? Is it August or September?
No, it starts in September. Depending on what country you're signing up for, definitely want to sign up immediately, because I know for the US we're hosting tournament matches within I think this month. Actually, I gotta set these matches up this month. So I mean, if you want to be in Team USA and you haven't signed up, you better hurry up, because you're gonna miss your spot once I start doing these placement matches. Wolf is doing placement matches, I believe, too, and Cedric is doing placement matches for the UK side, I believe. And I forget where Wolf is doing it, but yeah. So multiple placement matches. Get signed up if you haven't been signed up yet. You don't want to be the one guy that tries to sign up and everybody's already full. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
And also, Maisie, I think that you're right. I think that might be the best score out of the 10 format race, on a 10 race format.
Yeah, I think I want to make sure I'm catching everybody. I think did I mention there was a new team that joined? I don't know if I saw that in the weekly matches. Maybe I did, but yeah, there is the 1UP team who did join divisions as well.
Smarty 1UP.
Yeah, Smarty made his own team. So Smarty, Lionheart, Hype, Gohan Son, Outcast, and Rebel. So there's some new names. Yeah. But yeah, that is World Cup coming up. But yeah, that is your divisions content, World Cup, update. Now we're moving to the Speedstorm update. Now the Speedstorm update, there's a lot of new updates and news. We got some balance changes. We got some overall quality of life changes, some rank changes. But first, do we want to watch the video that they came out, Angel, together?
The video from the Discord?
The one where they have the community dude talking.
The community dude talking. Yeah, we could do that. I just gotta pull up. First look at season 14.
Hello, Speed. It's time to have a look at the
This guy, the one that said that they're listening to the community. This guy right here.
We hear you.
We hear you. And I will
Also,
say before I
welcome
play
Alex
this
to the
video,
podcast.
before I play this video, it looks like they have been listening. Cause I'm not gonna hold it to you. One, this can't be coincidence. They gave us level 50 regulated when I said we need level 50 regulated in the feedback channel. Then now on this update that we're gonna talk about, they have. I mean, it's not the full thing, but they're giving people up to 10 racers to try out in private tracks and local free play. So, you know, and I actually feedback on that where I said, hey, a streamer couldn't even have fun with their community because they couldn't use all the racers. I put that in the feedback. Now they're doing that. So I don't know. Are they really listening to your boy? Because it's coincidental. All these changes are literally stuff that I talked about in the feedback section. Kind of crazy.
Speak up more about the private lobbies and making teams so they can do that too.
I did. I was hoping that was going to be something too. But yes, no, that like the fact that you know, it sounds like they're listening. Maybe I'll do another one for team mode for this season right off the bat so they can work on it for next season. You know, and then we just got to hound these people. And clearly if we keep hounding these people, they're going to do these changes. So us as a community, we just got to like let them know, like thumbs up all these feedback things that you guys, you know, think are a really good change, because they look at that. If we could get 100+ thumbs up on all these changes you guys always want, like all it takes is for you to go to the Discord feedback channel, go into that section that has that feedback and just hit thumbs up. That's all you got to do. Literally, it'll take 5 seconds of your life to literally thumbs up something to get that change going into the game. You know, like, your voice is louder than anything else, guys. If you don't talk about this stuff to the developers, they're not going to do nothing, because you know, you might say it to all of us, but you're not saying it to them. And that's the most important part. All right, my bad, yo. I got into a little rant.
Nah, no problem.
Now you gonna preach, Pastor Preach.
Anyway, hello everybody. I'm a little special guest for today's episode.
Yo, what up, Alex?
Hey, One Wayne. Hello, Caleb and Sammy. Been a while.
Has been.
Yo. It is one of the members of S tier. Our arch nemesis. It is Valix. You know, I'm just playing. What's up?
Well, I mean, Valix is, you know, in a whole different team now, right, Valix?
Yes, I am back with the original team. The original team that was once the Storm Riders is now the UJAs, aka Union Jack Arrows.
And with that, also, fun fact, Tom 4K and Tie Up is also on that same team as well. That's a pretty stacked team.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm looking forward to this season.
Yeah, this season has a lot of switch up in roster, so it's gonna be interesting to see everybody and how these teams perform. All right, so this is season 14's first look. You know, the ball guy with the we hear you guys. I'm joking. Don't get me canceled, guys. Don't get me canceled. I love this guy.
Hello, Speedstars. It's time to have a look at the upcoming Disney Speedstorm update coming July 3rd, in which you won't just drive, but drive with style. Great things sometimes come in small packages, and this new update certainly proves it. Our 3 new racers are coming to you straight from the toy box this time. The first one is everyone's favorite spork, Forky. Forky has a charming personality, but he also has a genuine interest in trash. As he drives around, he picks up pieces of trash on the track that he uses to create a protective barrier around him. Each piece gives him a speed bonus and serves as a shield, protecting him from 1 hit each. When charged, Forky's special ability allows him to jump out of his cart, launching himself forward. If he collides with another racer, Forky then slingshots forward at high speed while giving a speed boost to the other racer as well. Our next racer is the huggable plush bear, Lotso. Lotso's love for hugs might be comforting, but he also uses it to slow down opponents on the track, marking them in the process. When charged, Lotso shouts to slow down all the marked opponents, gaining a speed boost in the process. The more marked opponents, the stronger the boost. Note that using this charge action removes the marks on the opponents, and he has to hug them once more to mark them again. And our last new racer is none other than Emperor Zurg himself. Zurg enjoys stunning opponents. As you can see, each time he stuns an enemy, Zurg surges forward, gaining a small increase to his stub speed for the rest of the race, making him all the more harder to catch. Furthermore, Zurg takes aim with his toy nerf blaster, ready to cause chaos on the track. When uncharged, he fires a series of bouncing foam balls forward. These projectiles may look harmless, but any opponent struck directly is stunned on impact, leaving them momentarily vulnerable. But when Zurg charges up, the fun really begins. He cranks his toy blaster to maximum power and unleashes a massive cluster of foam balls behind him. A single, oversized projectile made up of many smaller ones. Shortly after release, the cluster explodes in a burst of foam, stunning all enemies caught within its large radius. Those unlucky enough to be hit directly are stunned just the same. Welcome to Tales, a bold new kind of event that weaves together multiple time-limited events into a single dynamic hub. Here, your skills in both PvE and PvP are put to the test, and your participation paves the road to powerful rewards. Each day, a new time-limited event unlocks, inviting players to jump in and take on fresh challenges. Complete quests, meet specific goals, and earn points through your actions. Some time-limited events can be grinded endlessly, while others have fixed limits. So choose your strategy wisely. As you play, every point you earn contributes to a global reward track. Progress through milestones and unlock exclusive prizes as the tale unfolds. But that's not all. Every tale features a competitive leaderboard ranking players based on their total scores across all time-limited events within that tale. The higher you place when the tale ends, the greater your rewards. And with multiple tales running at once, there's always a new adventure to chase and new rivals to beat. Step into the story, rise through the ranks, make your mark in the tales. Up until now, pulling off an aerial stunt after launching from a ramp gave you a small speed boost when you landed. 2 tricks, 2 bursts of momentum. Simple, effective. But we're taking it one step further. We're changing how stunts work. From now on, each stunt you perform in the air will charge your nitro bar, giving you more control over when and how you unleash your speed. It's no longer just about the landing, it's about building your momentum and choosing the perfect moment to burn past the competition. Style meets strategy. Show off in the sky and fuel your fury on the ground. Another new fun feature, you can now see other racers do aerial stunts, making your races even more epic. This season, Buzz Lightyear and Bo Peep from Disney and Pixar's Toy Story will be available as the 2 free characters for all players. I know, it's amazing. As always, this update brings a new wave of supercharged racers, and we've got an exciting lineup for you. Get ready to hit the tracks with Hercules from Disney's Hercules, Elsa from Disney's Frozen, Eve from Disney and Pixar's WALL-E, Stitch from Disney's Lilo and Stitch, and the one and only Goofy. And this time we're unlocking the season vault for Disney Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas and Disney's The Beauty and the Beast. Don't miss your chance to add Jack Skellington, Sally, Dr. Finkelstein, Belle, Beast, and Gaston to your roster of racers. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the racing tracks with this new Disney Speedstorm update coming your way July 3rd.
What is competition?
So I've been playing the intermission tracks a lot lately.
Here's about the intermission tracks.
Alright.
I mean, what?
So after what we seen, shown, and the video, what's your overall, first impressions? What are we thinking?
Y'all can go real quick. I gotta go do something real quick.
If I'm gonna be honest, damn, I can't believe I'm gonna be like this right now. But if I'm gonna be honest, even though it seems like, all right, we not talking about the updates to the game, so I can set that aside. If we're talking about this season, I'm not whelmed. I'm just like, meh. There's only 3 characters. This is what they show for the characters. I feel like it could be better. This season is not really something I was anticipating to begin with. And even though they had some good changes that we'll get to, I think this one was, I guess, probably the least exciting news out of the news that came out recently. In other words, they still got some work to do.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think for me, for what they show, I do think it's dope that the three characters that they are releasing, I feel like are characters people wanted in the game. Like Zurg, I think people thought Zurg was going to be in the game from the beginning when the Toy Story season first came out. So it's good that Zurg is finally here. I think that's the character most people are excited for. I don't know if he's going to come out.
Mark for me. I don't know why he wasn't in the game when we got to season 4. Like I thought, like when they say collections and you look at the characters and like, okay, everybody's here, but where's Zurg? And Zurg was even he wasn't even a crew member. So I thought that was weird.
I don't know if that's the development time because like I think at first when they first made this game, like each season had like 4 characters, and I think Inside Out had 5 or something like that. And then they started to have 5 sometimes. But I don't know if it was a development thing, but yeah, I think it was Woody, Buzz, Jesse, and Bo Peep at first, and that was their 4 characters.
If you're saying it's a development thing, are you saying? Well, not you're not saying. Well, technically, you're saying that this is low key a throwaway season.
I mean, yes, it is, but it's one of the things that they said is that the reason why they're cutting the seasons down to 2 and cutting the characters is because they need more development time because they weren't able to. I guess from their end, this is from their mouths. They're not able to, continue to push out all of the content that they had in the stuff. They weren't able to maintain that. I mean, look at the Incredible season. They had, it was 5 new characters, but some of the characters were bugged, like Mr. Incredible, and sometimes they didn't have voice lines. So supposedly, this change of less characters is supposed to help them with development time and all that kind of jazz.
I think it's specifically for quality life changes.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I will say, yeah, go ahead.
Nowadays with quality life changes, I think it's more beneficial than having new characters because there's like 100 characters in this game. There's plenty to choose from.
To a degree, you're correct. There's plenty to choose from, but let's be honest, not all of the races are created equally. And there's a reason why there's a meta.
More of a balancing issue.
And that's something they've been struggling with since I got here, which was season 4. And we're on season, what now? 13?
Yeah. I think it's season 14 with the Toy Story event.
Yeah, that's even worse. So 10 whole seasons. And, well, not even 10 whole seasons. I would say since season 1, right? Since the game launched, they've been struggling with balancing.
I don't think the balancing was as bad as it was during around seasons 1 to 6. It felt like, to me, season 7 was where, with the changes to the crew, it kind of widened a huge gap between lightweights and heavyweights. That was unbalanced mess that it was, because season 7 was that bad.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think we kind of did have a level of balance. You could do lightweight. You could pick Olaf and go heads up with the fastest characters. I think the crew change definitely.
Why Elizabeth Swan was like one of the best characters during around that period, before the crew buffs.
I will say that even if trimming things down gives them more time to do things in terms of like the season or polishing things up, if it comes to that, I think the reason as to why they need to do all this to polish in the first place is because the development team that was working on the game got trimmed down. There's probably a skeleton crew that's actually running this game left over now.
Probably right.
Layoffs.
Maybe not layoffs. Maybe they just move to a different project, like a different game.
Yeah, the game industries usually have plenty of layoffs. So yeah, could they get, like you said, layoffs? Maybe the A team or like the majority of the workforce going to another game they're working on, and kind of just there could be a whole bunch of different things. But yeah, so they cut content.
Another Disney game. There better not be another.
But yeah, we'll get through some of the development changes, but just straight off the trailer. So Zurg was showing his abilities. He kind of looks like a Kiora or King Candy. He throws a big ball backwards, and then He has a gun that he's able to shoot and get speed boosts off of. So he looks good. You know, Lotso's there. Looks like he's slowing people down.
Me looks
Loki-
terrifying.
Lotso is probably the best character out of this collection.
Yeah, because the thing is that when I was
Off first
looking at the
glance.
video and first glance, when Lotso is stacking his when Lotso's stacking the number of people he's hit, it might not be the case, but isn't it just me, or does it look like it might be permanent?
It's probably permanent until you use the ability again to slow down everybody.
Yeah,
And then
that's what it looks like.
after that, it has a duration, and then once the duration is done, you got to reset, because he did say in the trailer that you got to redo this again after some time.
Yeah. So you mark them, they're stunned
Crazy.
for the whole rate. They're stunned basically until you use your charge to slow them down again, I guess.
Yeah.
Lotso's normal is about to become the new Sally at this rate.
You know how
Yeah,
dangerous
the
that is?
one
Though?
thing
Think
is,
about that.
It is dangerous, but it depends on how they balance it, because who's to say that the slowdown only lasts 5 seconds? I mean,
yeah, it's a
cool, but-
slowdown, not a freeze.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not a freeze effect.
But think about it.
It depends
think about it
though.
in a sense, though.
If it's a crazy slowdown, like a Sally slowdown or anything like that, then now we're talking dangerous. But if it's like a Kermit slowdown, then that's not really something we should worry about.
Definitely something you want to use the group. I think it's gonna be like the Evil Queen, kind of like how the Evil Queen, whoever's in first is marked and then gets slowed down. But instead of like it being automatic, you have to manually mark who has
I've
the
got my
mark.
eye on Lotso. That's all I'm saying.
But yeah. Don't see. Lotso might definitely be a sleeper pick. But
Lotso's definitely getting banned in Divisions. Let's be real.
No, that's what I was saying, because imagine you're able to mark everybody from the opposite team when you're playing Divisions, right? And you hold on to that marking until the last slap, and then you slow all those motherfuckers down right at the last slap for your whole team to just do a clean sweep, bro.
So
What's
for the
funny is
marking
that
the
when you
marking
activate-
feature, did you have to sorry Alex for 1 second.
No, it's fine.
For the marking feature, did you have to look at whoever you wanted to mark, or did you have to run into them? I couldn't remember.
You had to. It's like Sally's, but you had to get close to them.
So that's gonna be a skill issue too in that part. Like to pull that off, especially in like for instance, if he doesn't get banned in Divisions, to pull that off would be crazy.
do we want to put that up on screen and then just go to the Lotso part and show it real quick?
Damn, I closed that tab.
Oh, damn.
But I feel that charge, once he activates it, it doesn't matter how close he
Hello,
is,
Speedstars. It's
because
time
he
to
still has that mark on the enemy. When he activates it, he slows them, no matter how far away he is.
And that's what I was thinking too. Like you could technically, like if you got your ability off in the beginning of the race and you find yourself like way behind whoever's in front of you,
Yeah,
and
this
you're
will
like
answer your question.
at
He doesn't
last-
have to be like, he has to be in the same like in like a close radius, but he doesn't have to be like on them. Look at these racers right here, right? And look what happens when he activates it. Look at how far one of them is from him. I feel like that's probably the max
That's the thing.
radius.
I don't think it has any range buffs.
it
I
might
just-
not have a max radius, Angel. It might just be once you mark them, it's
That's it.
permanently there until you use the ability to slow them
That's
down.
what I'm
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. That is what it is. But the thing is, I know we think about divisions, like mark everybody on their team and then slow them down. But there's nothing that's stopping you from marking your own teammate too. So that's the other side of it.
But you know, it'd be crazy if you marked everyone from the beginning of the race, then just played items, and then waited until you got the ability again, and on the last lap you just slowed everybody down on the opposite team.
Yeah. Oh, look at it is a quick slowdown though. I will say that. Look at the radius of the slowdown. Like when they're marked,
Yeah.
and look, it's like a 4 to 5 seconds. It looks like, if I'm not mistaken.
It looked like 3 seconds.
It might be 3.
Yeah, he does like a screen, like an area of effect
But
screen.
we
to
don't
mark
know
him.
what level
You know what, dude? This could be a level 1.
exactly.
level
We don't
1.
even know like what star level this motherfucker is. So we don't know just
Yeah,
a
it's
power
probably-
1, 2, 3, or 4
Probably-
ability.
I think the level might not be that high considering that the gameplay was shown with the characters being pretty slow.
Yeah. This look like Mario Kart speed.
Hey, it could-
150 cc. 150
It
cc.
could,
Yes, sir.
but yeah, like I said,
Wolf
it's
said 3 seconds in a
marketing
race is an
people.
eternity. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Especially when everybody else is going fast. 3 seconds is all it takes for somebody to pass you real quick and get that W.
Yeah, I will say, like I said, it's just you're going to mark your own team. That's only downside in division. So, like if you're doing like a solo lobby, yeah, you're going to eat with that. But in divisions, if you use Lotso, team on accident. So when you do, you slow down ability. You got to find your teammate.
We'll have you know, Lotso's a trickster too. So we have another heavyweight trickster in the arsenal. Another heavyweight.
Definitely needed.
Still no heavyweight
Heavyweight
speedsters,
trickster like
though.
Ursula?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with that.
Wait, hold on. Lotso's a trickster?
Yeah,
That's
it was
even
confirmed
crazier,
on
bro.
the. It was confirmed by the developers what class.
But you know what, too? It's a good thing because if he was a defender, he'd be cracked.
I'm just waiting to see when they're gonna bring in a heavyweight speedster.
But you know what? Him being a trickster is low key cracked too, because that's what I was saying earlier. If you mark whoever you got on mark at the beginning of the race and you just play items, you can just side bash for items the entire race or whatever you got to do. And then once you get the unique again, like it's a wrap.
All right, well, that's Lotso. They did show off Forky. Forky seems to be kind of like Hortensia, but that has an auto. It looks like he has some things that can stop him from getting stunned, and he can fly away.
So
I
AKA
think-
slingshot. You know, I can't believe they used the word slingshot. It's crazy.
I was thinking it was more like.
Terminology.
I was thinking it's more like Fear's normal because when you get hit, he.
Andrew, you keep closing.
What happened?
I think keep closing the video. I said, while we talk about this shit, we about to show it.
But you know what, too? It also
Forky.
valid. It also looks like Vanellope's
I
ability.
did close it again too, Caleb. Damn. I'm gonna just leave it open. Yo, what up, Sally? What up, Sally Beauty? Yeah, so the only one who gets nerfed is Hans for the new season. Yeah, I think they did that one for the meme.
I mean, Hans needed to get nerfed a long time ago. So if he got nerfed now, it is
He
what it is.
he didn't get nerfed anymore. That's the crazy part.
Probably.
But
I mean,
it is
after
what
his
it is.
I think it's because he got supercharged. But we'll talk about the buffs and
that shit is
nerfs,
crazy.
It's because of two reasons, but we'll get there.
So Forky over here. It looks like those trash. If somebody tries to stun you, is that what happened? And this is the auto right here. It looks like it's an auto. Yeah, I really hope this is not a power 4 because look at how slow this looks. I'm sorry, this kind of looks a little slow.
Yeah, and he's gonna be a lightweight too.
150 cc.
This has to be like
No, that's
probably
more like
like
50
level
cc.
20 or something. And look
You know
at how
what's crazy?
and that shit don't even last that long either.
Nah, it's gotta be level.
One thing I've noticed about the autos, all of the autos have been short lately. Moana, well, I don't know, not all of them, but there's been a lot of like the autos have been shorter. So yeah, it did seem like a shorter.
I'm pretty sure Chippendale is gonna be the remaining classes that we don't get. So and we got a defender, we got a trickster. And
I think we're gonna get a speedster with Chip or Dale. One of
them is gonna be a speedster 100%. The other one's probably gonna be another defender.
Yeah, they
gonna be a brawler.
But yeah,
those are the 3.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, Zurg's gonna be the brawler because his old kit
I
is
feel like
based
they
off
make-
of stunning people.
I feel like they might make another one a brawler though.
Chippendale,
You mean-
one of them. I mean, I know one of them's gonna be a
Yeah.
speedster for sure.
You know what's funny? When I saw them introduce Forky, I was like, this looks like the perfect character to not have voice lines.
And guess what? They all confirmed that
Yeah,
voice
all
lines.
confirmed.
So before
still
we get to
waiting
those
on the
patch
other
notes,
One
Zurg
can only
over
dream.
here. So it looks like Zurg, from what they're saying, is he gets a speed boost when he uses his abilities or when he stuns somebody. What are the abilities? He gets like
But
a
what is
little
the
boost.
stun rate? What's his stun rate though? That's the thing, because they said the normal activation you have to aim. The charge activation, it was like automatic.
It goes
So-
behind you. The charge of the animation goes behind you. So he's
And I
basically
think it was,
like
I think
King
it was
Candy.
I think it was a lock on too if you shot behind you.
It looks like he's just basically King Candy brawler status.
King Candy 2.0. That's crazy.
I don't
He
know.
pretty much he do look like King Candy, but the King Candy's not bad. His like cannonballs actually hit people and can really mess up races. So that's not a bad ability. The biggest issue with King Candy is just that he's slow. So Zurg having a blicky on him.
King Candy,
It's crazy. They're like, we can't have one racer with a blicky. Now we have two.
That's crazy.
Candy's like the kind of character where just one big hindrance just makes him bad.
It also said Caleb, King Candy sucks. Be for real.
He did suck, but we don't know if he sucks still.
Hey, I've seen who was that person that always runs with King Candy online. Hey, if King Candy, I mean, I've seen some plays with the, like I said, he is getting a speed buff, so maybe that'll help him. But I think his big gumball that he shoots backwards, that's kind of weak. But I do think his tap is like, it's not a bad ability. But no, yeah, I agree. He does suck.
Is that the person you're talking about?
If they up King Candy's speed by 1500, now we talking.
King Candy's charge has horrible range for how big it's supposed to be.
Nah.
Yeah, so
honestly, the gumball should have been way bigger. It should have covered the whole track. You shouldn't be able to avoid it.
yeah, so those are the three characters coming out this season for season 14. Now I will say there'll be like a golden pass character, and then there'll be a season character locked within the season tour. And then they said Buzz and Bo Peep are going to be the free characters, which I think that's a waste because I feel like most people already got Buzz and Bo Peep shards maxed out. So it's kind of just like,
I mean, Caleb, you're forgetting new people be playing this game apparently.
Do they?
Just to let you know, as a I still don't have the shards to max out Buzz yet, because before I paid money to play this game, Buzz Lightyear was one of the very last characters I unlocked. So seeing him being free to play is actually a big dub.
Yeah, so I guess for the people, who don't have all of his shards, I think I will agree. Yeah, getting his shard probably he was one of the characters that were, it's harder to get shards for, without paying. So, that'd be good for people who don't have his shards. But like I said, we used to get, characters of that season, but we all know, they changed that. But I will say, what character, if they're going to split this up into 2 seasons, do y'all want to show up first? Hopefully it's Zurg, but I feel like because everybody wants to play Zurg, they're gonna save him for last.
Yep.
So potentially, I do feel like so probably Lotso might be the season 4 character.
I feel like it might be Zurg.
Yeah, definitely Zurg, because I think they're gonna pair Zurg and Buzz together in the second half of the season.
Zurg being the bonus chapter character, I can probably see that. Forky,
you want Zurg?
Part 1 and Lotso could be.
You want Zurg? You gotta have these mid.
You gotta have
Chip and Dale.
Yeah,
at level 50.
You gotta have 25 if you want to unlock Zurg in the season.
And then when you finally get Zurg, he's ass.
I mean, to be fair, even if you don't have Chip and Dale, you can always go for the alternative path and get the 10 shards otherwise. Because they did it with Honey Lemon.
But then the character even though it's a season character, they end up feeling like a mid-season because it's like, dang, I can only get this new character to level freaking 20. Like, thanks for the 10 shards, but hey, it's
at least you get to play them in regulated.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
These characters get them unlocked.
Just get them unlocked. So if you're just playing divisions and stuff, as long as you will be able to get the 10 shards. But really I think they wait until the end of the season of the first part. I think for Honey Lemon, you weren't able to get those 10 shards until like week 4, 5, or 6 or something like that.
Yeah, you have to wait a little bit, but it's there.
Well, okay, I will say the only thing about this it feels kind of weird that they're splitting this up into two halves when we don't even have a new track. So it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, this could be a 1 month season, but you know.
Yeah, this or a 2 month season, but like I don't see why they got to split it up into parts. But
what would you add for the second part of the season then if it's a 2 month season?
I don't know.
Honestly,
they're like, making it into 2 parts. They don't really do nothing.
It doesn't make
access
sense
to one character
because they low key could have just put everything in the golden pass besides the one free character, and then at that point, you know, you can just add throwaway characters in there for the season.
Yeah, because people are like, oh well, they got like, okay, let's say we get through part 1, have Lotso and Forky. There's no new track, so basically it's just like, all right, the whole second half is just you paying $10 to unlock Zurg or something.
It's not even a season, to be honest. You just paying money to get these characters.
Yeah. So that's a little iffy, but we've talked about that before. I don't know if they're gonna change that. I do feel like it'd be better if it wasn't split, but we've talked about that already. But I will say one thing they showed is there's going to be air boost and from doing air tricks. Like, what do y'all think about that? That is one of the new changes.
So with the
you hyped about tail events, but let's be honest, Wolf. What if these rewards are looking like the regulated rewards? You're not gonna be so hyped.
Some vanity, 1,000 vanity.
Right?
Right. We don't know what the rewards are yet. I mean, I do like the concept of having a leaderboard that resets, every so often. Whoever is in the top of the leaderboard gets the best rewards. Like, that's essentially what I wanted them to do in a rank sense. Make it more competitive. Like, basically have like a weekly leaderboard or a monthly leaderboard that the top 100 players, depending on where they are ranked, they get some type of reward, with either it being shards, upgrade tokens, something of the sort that's meaningful, that gets people to want to play this game, especially in the ranked format, to do their best and get these rewards that reset every month or whatever frequency they decide. Like, that's how you're gonna get people in your game and actually want to play ranked. Because right now I don't even feel like playing ranked. That's how bad it is. Like, yo, I literally I still have grand champions that haven't leveled up back to UC. That's how bad it is.
Hey man, these guys got 3 months, and then the eviction notice is out.
But I'm curious about Tals. I'm curious to see how these the ramp stunts are, because they said it gives you more boost. Like, it says performing aerial stunts no longer just gives you a speed boost when landing. It gives you a nitro bar boost.
It'll give you a nitro bar per stunt.
Yeah, but I think with the per stunt change, I feel like they're gonna kind of like shaft it where it's just like it's a small boost.
Hey, tricksters earn even more per stunt. So tricksters, y'all want to start doing these aerials to maintain your boost. It looks like tricksters are gonna have infinite ways to get their boost meters, filled up at all times.
Yep, that's gonna be wild.
That means tricksters really might be a crazy meta, to be honest, because tricksters already only takes 2 boosts to get their shit fully charged. Imagine when you bought the run out and you go through a jump ramp, boom, you damn near almost filled it up already again. That's kind of crazy.
What's interesting to me is that they removed the speed boost that you get from landing. It's definitely going to be interesting.
No, they didn't remove the landing. It says aerial stunts after launching off a rep no longer just gives a speed boost. So you still get the speed boost when you land.
But isn't it in context with landing? Or am I doing or is it just me being very bad with context again? I think it might be a context issue. I don't like context.
Well, no, they give you the first initial boost when you do the first initial stunt, and then I think that you land, you get the next rush from landing, and on top of that, the boost that you built up doing consecutive tricks.
We'll see what's going on.
We'll see tomorrow. We'll see tomorrow what all this entails. And again, this season, All racers will receive voice lines. The supercharges, you get Hercules. I know Wolf is happy about that. His boy Hercules is gonna get supercharged. Elsa is getting supercharged. Eve, Stitch, season 3 Stitch coming back. Well, who said that? And Goofy.
Come on, man. Where's Pete supercharged?
That's gonna be wild. But
Fuck that Steamboat Pope man Pedro.
Yo, I wonder what they're gonna do for Jesse's supercharge.
Yo,
I don't understand why they give characters like Elsa and Stitch supercharged when characters like Mulan are in desperation of needing some sort of buff. It's so silly.
I think we're almost to the point where every single Frozen character is supercharged. The only one that won't be supercharged is Anna. But yeah, Elsa, I'm curious to see how they do that supercharge.
Anna,
They gotta revisit Anna and give her the buff, bro. They gotta revert her back to what she was.
I think that's why they nerfed her so much, because her supercharge is probably gonna make her so strong that they had to nerf her to the ground, because her supercharge is gonna make her crack.
You can't use a supercharge and regulate it, so she's still gonna be ass.
Yeah, I mean regulate, but rank, hey, she gonna be cracked. Hercules with supercharge, that's gonna be crazy because he already is like super strong without it, so that's gonna be crazy.
Toxic, but Anna will get buffed as a supercharge. Don't worry, you'll get your supercharge Anna soon.
Eve, I think even Wally's supercharged though. I think Wally, he needs a little bit more speed with his fire hydrant boost. It's not that fast. Something about it. There needs to be something extra.
I think since we kind of briefly talked about it, I was like, so we're not really getting new tracks this season. But you know what would be cool to get it as a new track? Wally. Like they give us some like 0G.
Yeah, we've been talking about that since he came out.
Nice.
Yeah, but I guess it's because he ain't got his own season.
Yo.
But yeah, a Wally track with anti-gravity would be dope.
Nobody plays Anna no more. Damn, poor Toxic.
You know what I think they're gonna do with Stitch with his supercharge? They're just gonna give him his invulnerability that he had when he first came out. They were like, "Oh, you use his tab and charge."
He's gonna be scared for the Hercules because it's gonna break Hercules in a bad way. I mean, Hercules already is glitchy with his unique. So what more can you do with his unique that isn't already done? I mean, he goes faster in the trail. He gets invulnerable.
I know what they could do.
Anytime you give him a boost,
his charged, he gets a rush.
That's disgusting, bro. That is disgusting.
I think when it's boost,
it'll give you a rush boost.
Nitrous.
So
no, I think it's nitrous. That's the thing Hercules doesn't have. Because when he uses his trail, you get invulnerable and you get the speed boost, but you don't get any nitro. So I think them adding a nitro to that probably be like some supercharged
you're
type
basically going to be in that trail at all times if you get that nitro.
Yeah.
Forget the nitro. I feel like
ain't no forget the nitro, nigga. Yeah, no, give the nitro.
Hold on. There's two ways I can see them doing it. If it's the invulnerable trail, he'll get the nitro boost. But if it's the charge trail, anytime someone touches it, he'll get like a level 1 rush boost.
I feel like it could be a bit more simple where, you know how when Hercules gets his unique and if he gets that speed boost from his own trail, he goes faster than his initial top speed at max when he is using his nitro fuel boost. I think he's going to be going faster while he's in that trail. I think they're gonna buff the speed that he gets.
That's a possibility too.
That'll be nice. But I think all of that sounds good. Yeah, they definitely need to buff it. But yeah, like I'm saying, regardless of what they do, he's gonna be strong as hell. That shit gonna be crazy.
Honestly, what I think they really need to focus on instead of all the supercharged stuff, like I think they should do two things. I think they should, in every season that comes out, they should do balance changes, and in the second half, release the supercharges.
Well, I don't know about waiting second half. I think it should be accessible from the start.
I wonder how much the speed boost upgrade with the supercharge will affect his teammates on team mode.
I'm not sure.
To see.
Then we got season 4 tournaments. We got Nightmare Before Christmas and Beauty and the Beast. So
that's a nothing burger. If I don't give 2 F's about that, all that tournament ball pass crap is a scam.
Fuck all that shit. But we got Nintendo Switch 2 enhancements though, guys.
Yes,
so you
this
guys
is a
with
big
the Nintendo
change.
Switch 2 can finally not play this game in a nasty 30 frames per second. They're enhancing it to 60 FPS and handheld mode 1080p, 1440p when docked, and they're also doing visual improvements as well. So it's going to look really nice.
Anti-aliasing. Oh yeah, Shay. I think honestly, because I have the Switch too, so I have Mario Kart and then I also have Speedstorm downloaded. And every time I get in Speedstorm, it's so terrible. It takes so long to load in. The graphics look horrible. Everything's blurry. The frame rate's low. So this is a huge change for the Switch 2. I think this would be a very good thing. That I don't have to get on the PlayStation to play the Switch. I can hop off of Mario Kart and then hop on Speedstorm within the Switch, and it'd be playable or whatnot. So all of the Switch players, Maisie, they might level up now that they finally get 60 frames per second. So yeah, I think this is actually big. The Switch 2 doesn't even have a YouTube app too. That's the only thing about the Switch 2. It's like there's a lot of apps they don't have compatible with the Switch 2. So it's like they have to add new versions of apps. But I think this is a great change for the Switch players.
And then now for the big change. The big change that everybody's been talking about is their multiplayer. Max Racer level is now displayed during multiplayer rankings, which is cool because we didn't really get to see the levels in multiplayer rankings. New multiplayer level cap system introduced. Each league now has a maximum allowed racer level to improve matchmaking fairness. Racers above the cap will be adjusted for the race, but crew bonuses and super truck abilities remain active. Level caps are visible in menus and post-race screens. If players from multiple leagues are matched together, the lowest league cap applies. So like for example, if you guys don't understand what this means, is say for example you have a level 50 racer MPR 0. The recommended level is 12 to get into the bronze league, to play in bronze league, but the level cap is 20. So that means your level 50 racer will race like a level 20. So that means, no matter who you have, if there are in these ranks and the level cap is what it says, your level 50 will be 45 in diamond. It'll be 40 in emerald. It'll be 35 in platinum, 30 in gold, 25 in silver, and 20 in bronze. So, no longer for you casuals out there, you're not going to be going into bronze and going against 6 level 50s anymore. Okay, even if they
hold on,
they have it.
Is that how it's implemented?
From what I was thinking.
I was thinking that if you had a certain level and a lobby, majority of the lobby was like, let's say level 12, you got put into a different lobby.
No. What this means is
Is that what it means?
No. What it means is it's basically putting everybody at an even playing field to the point where level 50s are no longer in bronze. So even if you have a level 50 in bronze, they're gonna cap you at level 20, so that way you're not overpowered in the bronze ranking.
Okay, this actually, damn. I thought what I was thinking was that like if you had a level 50 in bronze, that instead of putting you against bronze, it would put you against champions in the champion classes.
I was thinking the same thing.
No, this.
But you're saying that if you have a level 50, they're gonna nerf your character and adjust it and make it level 20.
Yes.
When you're in the bronze league.
Pretty much.
Damn. That means I was thinking because if it was like if you had a level in the champ lobbies, for the level cap, I was thinking this might bring solos back because all you would have to do is, even if you're a bronze, just play with your level 50 character and you're getting placed against higher competition. But it's just nerfing your racer. Okay. That's a little less. I'm a little disappointed, honestly.
People talk about how this stops the wells. Like how many wells aren't NPR? Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah, wells are gonna be freaking UC pretty much all racers because they're already maxed out. They could be in UC. So I don't understand why people are so happy about no wells. Because at the end of the day, I can be a well with a level 50 racer in bronze, have maxed out crew, and still smoke whoever's in bronze because my crew is maxed out.
The crew mattered. Crew is like a level because like I remember when people doing level 1 challenge shit, they would have max crew and be dipping out like everybody because the crew stats that you would get with it, you know, make up. It's almost like getting a level up. So.
Yeah,
Well, honestly, it's a start because all they got to do is really take what they have with regulated and implement it into ranked. If you're going to do the level cap stuff, cap it off. If you're in the bronze league, everybody drives. Like, remember how we used to play the game and it was based on stars? We knew how fast the character was. So if it was like 1 star, we knew the character was super slow. And we knew that was between like level 1 to 20 or 1 to 19, I should say. Or was it 1 to 15? I can't remember. It was like increments of 15 or something like that. But if they do it to where like your character is from 1 to 15, it don't matter what you have leveled up in your crew, everyone's gonna be driving at similar speeds. I think that's the way to go about it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we'll see how this is come tomorrow.
I do think it's a better change for ranked. It's not the change. I want it to be like you level 50, now you got champions. That's what I was thinking. I think that would have been better.
I would have wanted that too, but it is what it is.
Right.
We'll see what it does for ranked. I'm sure I'll hear from it. I'll hear about it.
Yeah, it is a good change for the casuals at the end of the day. You know, because they always complain about level 50s being in bronze. So, I mean, it's a good change for them. But I mean, I was in a Discord. I'm like, man, this is not gonna stop a level 20 King Candy being in UC lobbies when they shouldn't be. It's not gonna stop the level 30s that are in team mode getting carried by other people, and you know, even still getting carried, still losing because they can't keep up and they're in last place. Like, at the end of the day, we need to figure out something for these people that just like to get carried in the game to not get carried in the game, because I'm tired of just solo queuing in team and going and having a team of 2 level 30 motherfuckers in my squad and me being in first place and still losing because they're level 30s and level 50 lobbies. Like that's gotta stop. Like, I don't know how they're gonna stop that, but there's no point of a level 30 being in the UC lobby. Basically, you know, bringing down whoever is the level 50. Like, I'm tired of that troll shit. You know, my streaks get broken because of it. Like, they need to figure out something for those people that try to troll UC lobbies or thinking they have a chance in a UC lobby with a level 30 racer. Like, I don't know how they're gonna fix that, but they need to do something.
Where they see, oh, he's on Baymax, he's on Zeus, I'm level 30. I'm gonna sit at the start and let him finish the race for me.
I mean, Angel, you could always pay to get back that streak though.
Yeah, I think they have it set up like that on purpose. They have it set up like that on purpose because they know if you care about streaks, they know if they put you in a lobby with somebody that's level 30, you're gonna lose your streak, and then you're gonna use your shards and pay money to basically keep it. That's why they have it like that.
Yep.
Yeah, no, they definitely gotta fix that shit, because that is the most annoyance part that I have right now is that simple fact that, you know, I lose my streaks to people that are in the level 30s and shit, and you see, I feel like, you know, these little recommendation caps that they have here, recommended 12 and then Ultimate Champion recommended 50. If you really want to do this game loft, these recommended levels is the recommended level that these people need to be on in order to even be in this lobby. So if you don't got a level 50 racer, you shouldn't be in the UC lobby. You can't be in a UC lobby until you level them up to 50. Simple as that. I don't care if that gatekeeps everybody, but that prevents the trolls from fucking trolling the level 50 UC lobbies.
But that's why I was saying, I think Caleb was agreeing that it shouldn't even be about like level caps, like it caps your racer. It should be about what level your racer is. So like if you're gonna be in the UC lobby, you should be like, your racer's got to be 45 and up, and then below it 40 to like 44 is like under UC, and so on and so forth. Like if you're 1 to 20, or not even 1 to 20, but 1 to 10, you're in bronze. Silver, you're like 10 to 15. Gold, you're like, I don't know, 15 to 20. If they do it that way, it makes the game so much more easier to play, because then you segment everybody's racers based on level instead of just capping everybody's level off, and then you're not even taking into account the crew.
Well, I mean, according like what Crusher said with the crew thing too, which it makes sense now that when he said it, is when they cap you at level 20, even though you're level 50 maxed out, if you're capped at level 20, your crew bonuses is not as much because it's going off the percentages of a level 20 racer. So I mean, you'll have an advantage, but it won't be as a huge advantage if your racer was level 50.
Hey man, 1 second is always going to be an advantage. Shout out to Fast and Furious.
That's
But yeah, I think those are some season changes. Obviously, you know, it's not everything, but it's a lot of good changes. But now we got racer balance.
Oh yeah, and then a quick note: the free roster of 10 racers will now be available in private track and local free play, giving all players a chance to test out a variety of characters right away. These features will not unlock automatically after the initial onboarding steps. So basically, you know, they're, you know, even if you don't have a racer, their selected roster of 10 racers, you know, you will be available in private tracks and local free play. They didn't tell us what 10 racers that is going to be. I mean,
honestly, they should have unlocked one racer from each collection.
I mean, that would be a great way, but at the end of the day, they just need to bring back the fact of letting us use all racers in a private lobby. Because if you got a new racer, the new racer's gonna want to try out a freaking a Snow White or something like that, and they're not gonna be able to because, you know, they missed out on that mid season. You know, private tracks is not hurting your game. So if you let everybody use all the racers in private tracks, it's not going to hurt your game, because, you know, at the end of the day, people are still going to want to play ranked. There's people like that they're competitive, then they want to be on a leaderboard. So still buy your characters, but I mean, you're turning people off and turning potential customers away when they can't even try out the damn racer in freaking private tracks and local tracks.
That's true.
Like, you just, you know, bring back that when they decide doing it after the Frozen season, they cut away, you know, being able to do that. Yeah, they need to bring that back.
Something like that. I think if it was not Frozen, it was Little Mermaid.
I'm just being, you want people to come back to your game. You want new players to stay in your game. You got to be friendly with them. You got to like show them like, hey, you know, I just got into the game, but I'm still able to race all these racers and privates. Let's go ahead and play a private lobby with our friends. Let's get hooked on the game. Boom. You got a potential paying customer, Game Loft. Now, not me, you know, explaining Game Loft what a good business practice is. Like, come on, guys. Like, you know, y'all all about the money. I'm trying to give you the money trail, man. It's not hard.
I mean, apparently it is hard.
And that is the pit stop for that came out today. Now we have the racer balancing.
Hold on, quick intermission. What we did forget to do, we did have a promo picture that was made by, you know, Awesome in the community. So we could show that real quick, and we'll get to the balance changes. But yeah, anybody, if you got any artwork, any songs, any promotional posters you want us to show, you know what I'm saying, let us know. We'll show it off on the podcast. But, you know, interesting GIF. You can put that on the screen real quick, Angel.
There's a problem with that. It's not letting me save this image. Oh wait, hold on.
It's not an image.
There's the promotional. Oh, I don't even know if I can even open this GIF up in photos.
It literally says pick something to open.
Unless we have to show it through the Discord.
Oh, there it is. All right, there it is. That's the promotional poster right there. There we go.
Yeah, so this was made by Awesome. a promo, what's it called? Poster for episode 32. So we appreciate that. I like the gift.
Oh, the cuss his ass out. Oh shit.
There we go.
I can hear.
Yes.
Damn, I'm sorry.
So yeah, episode 32, 32.
I apologize.
But all right. Now next up, we do have the balancing pit stop for season 14. I think there was a lot of good changes. So let's go over it real quick. So we're gonna start off with the buffs. So when it comes to buffs, looks like Steamboat Meat is getting buffed. He's increasing.
Which he's already one of the fastest lightweight racers in a game. So getting another top speed bonus on top of that, Steamboat Mickey might be one of the fastest now with this buff, to be honest.
Yeah, lightweight wise, and it's not. What thing I'm noticing, it's not just top speed; it's acceleration, handling, boost. So just overall, he's just going to be
has some ridiculous stats for a lightweight.
Yeah, he does.
And now it's going to be even more ridiculous.
I wanted to see that people just aren't playing them that much anymore, thinking they need to buff them. I think part of the reason it's more of a shard issue versus him being
the lightweight.
The free-to-play character because of the player rank.
Yeah, that's another. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, he is. So I don't know.
But also, guys, with these buffs and nerfs, remember, Game Love has a habit of not telling us everybody that's getting buffed and nerfed. That's happened multiple seasons where people go into privates and be like, "Oh shit, this person also got buffed." Or that person also got buffed.
It's been more frequent for the most recent seasons than the past seasons nowadays.
So just because this list is here doesn't mean anybody else didn't get touched. Just remember that.
It's true.
But according to what they show, and it doesn't tell us the value, so it doesn't tell us that they're both boosting up Steamboat Meat's top speed by 500 or 3. So, I wish that's one thing they would do with their balance changes to show us about like how much are you buffing him or how much.
Well, usually, you know, thank God we have the community for that, because usually there's a lot of people that are on top of that. They'll take a picture of everybody's stats before the changes happen, and they'll, you know, tell us by 100 points, by 200 points. So hopefully somebody got a spreadsheet ready to go to see what the changes are and what their true values are with these buffs and nerfs.
Shout out to the community. Yeah, Steamboat Mickey. The community. He's definitely gonna be freaking stronger in freaking divisions. I know that. So another pick that, you know, might want to, you know, maybe, you know, pick up again. Another one this is like almost like they're supercharging her without supercharging her. It's Daisy. So Daisy is getting the top speed, acceleration, and handling, but on top of that is that she will get additional nitrogen whenever she uses her bubble shield, and her top speed increases whenever she's in her shield. So that's almost like a supercharge. And then she will now get nitro for each opponent hit with her charge unique. So Daisy's actually going to be feeling a lot stronger. Got more speed, acceleration, handling,
real
more
quick,
boost regen.
When they say additional top speed increase, is that basically saying that when she's in her normal, she's going to go faster than her manual boost top speed?
Yes.
Oh my God.
You hit her normal, her speed's gonna increase.
Damn, they just made Daisy better than Donald. That's crazy.
Yeah, this ain't even supercharged.
Man, I might have to look and see how fast the real ones know, man. Because at this point, Daisy might actually be a viable option for lightweight tricksters and divisions, because if she's gonna go faster and that bubble and maintain boosts a lot better, you know, she's gonna be a problem.
There's a reason why Daisy Duck is pretty good boost wise, because she has the best boost stat in the game.
She does. She was like a poor man's Anna, and now Anna's a poor man's Daisy.
No,
I know Maisie gonna be eating.
Anna's the poor man's Sam Flynn.
Yo, Wolf, you know, you say that, you know, you might have a point. He said, I hope they only did that to Daisy, because Will Turner and other similar people that had those type of abilities will go fast. Can you imagine if they accidentally buffed everybody with that type of like unique? That's that'd be disgusting.
That'll probably be a Will Turner supercharge. Whenever they do supercharge Will Turner, probably give him a speed boost or something.
Damn, let me find out Division's about to be broken.
I'm expecting to see a lot of Daisy Duck throughout Divisions.
This change actually kind of shocked me was the Gaston buff. Top speed, acceleration, handling, and boost. Gaston about to be crazy.
I like that. Hey, where Gaston main's at? Yeah, that's gonna be good. I think he needs some more for sure because it's hard for him to maintain boost. Very hard. Yeah, handling and top speed. I think that's good. Gaston.
People will now permaban my Creladito Wolf. That's okay. It's okay. And then the one, this is the one that broke the Speedstorm community. Is finally your boy King Candy is getting a freaking buff.
Finally, is he finally going to get out of F tier with this buff?
No, typical game bluff is they're saying they're buffing King Candy.
100 top speed,
right, and that motherfucker's only going to go 1 miles per hour faster than normal. Yeah. Like what?
I don't care if King Candy is gonna get buffed. I need to see the stats to believe it.
So take note of King Candy's top speed stats right now, guys. Take a picture and then compare it to. I really hope that his top speed is 1,000. And I give him 1,000 value, and he would probably be up there with the rest of the lightweights.
I would have to check his top speed real quick before he hits that 1,000 real quick.
Someone screenshot that shit so we can bring it up next week.
Wolf, don't give him ideas, Wolf. He said if I was Game Love, I would have buffed King Candy just +1 just to make fun of the community. That's crazy.
Damn.
That's crazy work.
Then Crusher says, we buff King Candy by lowering his top speed so y'all have more time to think about your decisions. That's crazy.
We heard your feedback.
We're going to make him even more slower. He's going to be the meme of the game. Remember when Figment used to be the meme of the game? Now it's King Candy. That's crazy.
If King Candy gets 1,000, gets 1,000 top speed exactly, he will have 5,744 top speed.
Which will put him at what category with the rest of the lightweights?
He will be the fastest lightweight in the game.
Oh hell yeah! That's what they need. That's what they need. Turbo. They need to honor this man's name.
At this point, I'm thinking they're gonna add Turbo to the game. And ain't no one gonna use King Candy.
Damn, Binksy said it was Daisy buff. Damn, what's wrong with Daisy, Binksy? That's crazy.
In case of speed, he will be, if he gains that 1,000, he will be 200 points ahead of Wally.
Oh hell yeah. And that that right there would make this man something again. And then damn, who will be the new F tier?
Yo, this dude said something again. Again means he ever was something. He ain't never been nothing in this game.
Yeah, King Candy was doomed from the start. Yeah, this man got no voice lines.
Damn.
They said make King Candy great again. Great. I don't remember that.
Great from jump, bro.
This man got no voice lines. Slowest racer in the game. His uniques are usually good, but the charge is just trash. And I don't know, man. I don't know. King Candy needs something, They need to give him voice lines for one.
His charge ball go fast. I thought it was gonna be like some Indiana Jones type shit, like a big ass giant rock going hella fast.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. Especially if you're gonna buff his top speed, give him something where he can like maintain his lead with that big ass fucking beach ball looking ass fucking ball.
But yeah, King Candy W, maybe, lowercase. I'll give lowercase W, lowercase W for King Candy. Up next, though, Felix the boy, the Super Mario clone, the Super Mario Wreck-It Ralph. He got all the Mario noises, but he ain't got a voice line. They need to give him one too. But he did get, as well as King Candy, he got a top speed acceleration and boost stat, so that'd be cool. Like people are sleeping Fixer Felix, like he's actually, pretty legit. So I'll take the top speed, buff. And then it says additional top speed increase for the duration of Felix normal unique. So it's kind of like Daisy, as well as Daisy use his normal or his tap. He will get more top speed. So he's getting a top speed buff and his ability will also increase his top speed. So Fixer Felix might be a problem in the regulated. And then on top of that, Fixer Felix aura he'll now gain nitro for each opponent within it. So kind of like, his ability to pumpkin pie or whatever pie you want to, attribute it to. He gets nitrous, but now he'll be getting nitrous from his charge whenever he's invulnerable. I think that'd be cool because I will say he does get like a small speed boost whenever he gets 500 points, but I feel like that's not enough.
I feel like with this change, that might actually be a lot more than just a little increase that he gets.
Yeah. So he's going to be basically boosted up for the whole race, basically. And he's going to be, getting more speed. So, yeah, hey, make sure you get your Fixer Felix up there.
Crusher got a point. He said, honestly, Felix might become a top tier light defender with Swan and Violet with this change. And that's a fact. Felix might actually be a problem. And the fact that now he gets a top speed increase with his freaking normal unique, which also refills his boost meter. So you're going faster, you're maintaining your nitrous, and then if you're in the pack, you're also going faster with the unique aura because now you're getting nitro boost when you're around people. Like, yeah, Felix might actually be up there top tier.
Felix will definitely overtake Fear in terms of
100%. Oh my god.
When Fear got released, he was basically a 2.0 version of Felix.
Yo, see, Wolf always try to keep it realistic. He say we need to see how much top speed we're talking about first. You know what I'm saying? Like, Wolf's like, yo, you'll tell us buffs, but what type of a buff are we talking about? He's not wrong, though. He's not wrong. We're like, we're getting excited for this, and this might only be like a 2 or 3 miles per hour difference. You know what I'm saying?
I've been saying plus 50.
Aware.
And then Corella getting a top speed acceleration and boost buff.
It's needed. It's wanted. I will say, honestly,
you get a buff. Everybody gets a buff.
I think the biggest stat for Cruella isn't even the top speed or acceleration. Her boost is terrible, so I think her getting a boost stat increase will be good. I think that's really her weakness.
I think getting the boost stat along with getting nitro fuel for doing aerial stunts will do very well for Cruella if she's trying to front run.
That's true. Cruella might actually be a problem. She might actually start getting banned again in Division.
You might start getting banned in Divisions. Her charge actually has a use now.
I would say that, but there's just so many strong characters, probably stronger than her, that I think she'll still be, available. Because, we still got Eric and Jack and now Baymax and, so many others. So I think she might slide by. She might. But we'll see.
And then, last but not least, is the only nerf that we got, Hans.
Here's my thing. So they're decreasing his top speed, acceleration, and boost. So I don't know. Like Wolf was saying, it depends on the value because it could be like a small change to where it's only negative 200. So instead of going 162 miles an hour, you go 161. Like it might not be that big of a change. I think though, I understand why they did this because Hans getting supercharged kind of made him unstoppable. If you play in ranked and you go against a supercharged Hans, like he's just gonna pull away. It's like he's insane. Even if you got a Baymax, Hans can still, hawk you down. The
thing is with this is instead of nerfing the base character, they should have just nerfed his supercharge. Because truthfully, Hans is not that much of a problem in regulated. Like he's good, but he's not gonna like destroy the whole lobby good. I mean, I've seen Hans not do good in Divisions. So I mean, his base stats are not the problem. It's just because he's supercharged and he goes 176 miles per hour supercharged.
I feel like it's gonna be the reasoning for why they nerfed Hans in terms of stats is probably just because it felt like it was like, yeah. I feel like they nerfed in the wrong area, but this nerf is probably because of two factors. One would be how common he is. He's one of the most common racers in ranked. And two would be just because how silly his supercharge was.
I do agree though. Rank being overrun by supercharged Hans is annoying. Like that is like at that point you don't even rock your lightweights.
How much it was used. Because it happened with Anna, and it happened again with Hans here.
I agree. Well, Barbosa is a problem in Atlantica. You know, if people can jump over his stuff in any other track, but once you're underwater, oh man. Do you eat the slowdown or do you jump and still get slowed?
I feel like Barbosa is most annoying where he uses his unique at hard turns, because it's like, do you just take the hit or do you try to jump over and try to recover by turning? It's so irritating.
Yeah, I agree.
Not irritating just by how it slows you, but how people use it.
And that is all the changes for season 14.
For Speedstorm.
Racer balancing all the patch notes, but you never know. I'm gonna log into the game tomorrow and check private lobby just to see if maybe there's a team mode selection. You never know. Game Loft don't tell you half the shit that they put in the game in these updates.
I will say, to wrap up the Speedstorm, you know, if there's anything suggestions, so these are, you know, the good changes. What would you, if Game Loft is listening right now, what changes would we like them to make within the upcoming future?
I feel like I can go on an entire list with that.
I think over, like, real quick, because they did make some good changes. I think Game Loft, the next thing you guys need to work on is you guys need to work on the private lobbies. Give us a team mode, be able to, you know, coordinate teams on private lobbies, 3v3, 4v4, red versus blue, something. Just add team modes to privates. That's one thing we've been asking for and wanting. So, you know, whenever you guys say, we heard you, I think that's the next thing you guys need to work on, is giving us teams and private lobbies. So, and I
almost will kind of bet on team mode probably coming by next season. And then there's more people talking. If more people talk about team mode, I almost guarantee they'll have it by next season. I mean, look at all the changes that they've done. That, I mean, I'm not saying, you know, they looked at my feedback, but it's kind of ironic that I post all these feedbacks and slowly, you know, we got level 50 regulated. You know, you're getting racers in private lobbies now that you don't have. Like, what's next? Because literally that's everything that I've put in the feedback channel. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. But they didn't do team mode yet, and I did talk about that too, and in the competitive rank like leaderboard. But I guess their tells is kind of like something that I was talking about with the, like, you know, a leaderboard that grants you rewards and it gets reset.
Yeah, overall, one thing playing Mario Kart kind of opened my eyes is my issue with, like, the limited time events. I think the time trials are good in Speedstorm. You know, I like, you know, you've seen look, it's Salt Rallis, it's Toxic, it's One Wing Angel, number one time, it's Caleb, you know, it's Wolf, you know, being able to compete on, you know, the limited event tracks and getting the top time. But my thing is that it's limited. I would like if there was, like, a permanent, like, leaderboard for, like, these limited time events that, like, are shown, or like maybe like a track, like, what, let's say they had time trial for every single map variation. I think that would be something that would be nice if there was, like, a overall,
like an actual, like, time trial mode instead of it being a limited event like Mario Kart, where you can race the fastest times and try to beat their time. Joe, that would be fire. That
like a world record. Yeah, and there'll be world records for each map, and that'd be dope. And then people can, you know, fight to see if they can, you know, get the world record. Like, that would be something that would make the game better, I feel like.
No, 100%. That you know, have people when we learn to master the tracks. You know, to be honest, a time trial mode will also help the competitive scene because for one, if somebody's trying to break a time, they're gonna find either a new mechanic or new something on the map that's gonna benefit them to get a faster time. That's how people in Mario Kart finds all these glitchy ass combinations. It's because they're trying to be the best, you know, time trial player. This is gonna make everybody better at the game because they're watching the ghosts of how they do it. And two, they're gonna learn the mechanics and try to beat that time. And three, we're gonna find more mechanics because more people are gonna try to break the game and the course to, you know, get a better time.
I feel like with the time trials, I feel like there should be a time for each character on each track, so that it gives a wide variety of specific times on different tracks and what characters are faster than others and yada yada yada. There's a lot of potential if you go that route.
And you know what? That can like kind of like replace like some of the limited event time trials that, you know, are literally the same freaking map every week.
Exactly.
And instead of having that, have the time trial leaderboards be the dictator for your rewards. You know what I'm saying? Like they could choose a time trial, so it's not like every single time trial is like the leaderboard for that one. You know what I mean? But they choose a track, and then that track, you know, leaderboard, you know, is the one that you get like the top 10%, top 20%, whatever the case may be. Like they got the system, they can definitely do it.
I wouldn't run it like that. Like, the way I would run time trials rewards is like a milestone based on how fast you're able to go through the track. The faster your time trials are, the more rewards you'll get.
I mean, I get that. I just don't want to overcomplicate things because, you know, Game Loft don't like shit being overcomplicated. So I don't want to make it overcomplicated because they have a hard time understanding the player base, it seems like. I mean, yeah. I mean, look, they don't. When we talk about lightweights, midweights, and heavyweights, they don't even know what the fuck we're talking about.
We don't know what that is. We don't have racer weight classes. Like, what do you mean? You don't know your all the big characters, like, then, you know, Triton or heavy, and they got top speed and all the light characters. Don't act like y'all don't know what. That's a wild statement to put out, that they don't know what classes are in the game.
You know, Crusher got a point. You know, he said those are the kind of time trials that maybe Maxine Chiku would have stuck around for. You know, Chiku was always infamous for getting the world record times and time trials. Imagine, you know, being able to have your time on every single variation and track.
Yeah, and you be immortalized. So even if Chiku and Maxie don't really play no more, but like, let's say they got like a world record. You know, people are like, oh, dang, you know, they still have that world record. Like, it'll be like your efforts would be like immortalized versus like it's only there for like 3-5 days and then it gets erased like you didn't do nothing. Like, I don't like that. I think there being something permanent and showing like who got the fastest time on this track, you know, and, you know, that time to last forever. Like, I think that'd be dope.
You know, that might actually be something I write. I think a new feedback section. You know, add a time trial mode. I think that would be pretty nice. That'd be great content too, because, you know, people are gonna want to see your shit on YouTube and stuff.
Permanent in quotation marks time trial.
Permanent time trial mode for every track. Every track has their own, you know, time trial leaderboard.
So we don't want it to be like the time trial stuff that you get vanity coins for.
Yeah, because they get mixed up. Like, they don't even know what a tournament is. Apparently a tournament to them is a Grand Prix. So yeah, we got to be very specific with our wording.
Yeah, tournament being a Grand Prix is kind of crazy.
Yeah, like like 99.9% of games and companies know what a tournament is. You have a bracket, you have people competing, you have eliminations. You know, whatever them calling that a tournament, they're just playing in our face. And I'm gonna be honest, they know what the hell they doing. They just bullshit.
100%. I mean, they make multiple racing games. That'd be kind of crazy to think that they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I'm getting kicked out.
But yeah, so yeah, I would say, I guess things right now, I think would be nice to be added.
The time trials would be sick. Yes.
Time trials and team mode and private. You know, if y'all can work on that game law, it'll be good. The game will be better.
Hey, look, man, we only criticize you guys to make the game better. I mean, you know, you're not just talking shit about the game, just talk shit about the game. You're just trying to make the game better, and we know what things can happen to make the game better.
We know life quality improvements for this game, and we just want to see them.
Yeah, I know some people might get tired. Like let's say they get excited for season 14, and then they might get tired of people complaining. But they got to realize the reason people complain is because they want better. They like the game. They want it to live. They want it to thrive. They want the game. They see the potential. That's why they might bring up their complaints. It's not that people just want to complain. It's that they want this game to be better. They see the potential. We want this to be in a better spot. So we're,
the difference is that
vocalizing that.
We're not complaining. We are just giving feedback.
You gotta be honest. I'm not gonna be fake and be like they come out with a bad update and then be like, oh, this was the greatest thing ever. They do nothing wrong ever. This is amazing. Like 10 out of 10. Like no, because if that's the case, then nothing ever will get better. If they think, oh well, everybody's happy with everything, so we don't need to change anything. Like nah, so we got to make our voices known when something is off. But yeah, or a suggestion to make it better. But yeah, I believe that is all the new Speedstorm stuff. So yeah, it will, for all my late night owls and maybe the UK people, I believe at 3 a.m. is when the new season, well, 3 a.m. for me, 4 a.m. for East Coast people, but when the new season drops.
Will be around 9 o'clock.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, y'all get to get a little sooner.
9 in the morning.
But yeah, in the morning. But yeah, so I don't know if I'm gonna pull a what's it called, a Kayla Black Flash from season 4 and 5. I might be up. We'll see. I know there's gonna be a lot of other people streaming. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm just curious. At 3 a.m. we'll see who comes out. But we don't want we don't just cover Speedstorm stuff on the CrashOut. We also cover some other stuff. And some big news and another game is Marvel Rivals. Blade is finally coming out. They just released a trailer. Blade and Jean Grey. So Angel, I sent you 2 videos. Each video is 1 minute long. So you can play the first one, and then we'll get to the second one, and they actually show her off. So honestly, she looks great. But yeah, let's check it out real quick for all my Marvel Rival players. We got something for you if you haven't seen it already.
My queen in black.
Null is coming, and time will spiral into darkness.
That Blade skin look good too. Hold on. The black suit, his default looks good, but then that suit look good too. But yeah, that is the teaser for season 3. All right, yeah, we don't got to go through all of that. Angel, go to the second video I sent you. Yeah. But yeah, here is Jean Grey. Her abilities. She looked dope.
I am the Phoenix,
So that is your Marvel Rivals update. Honestly, she looks strong as hell. What y'all thinking? What y'all think?
Oh man, I haven't played Rivals in so long. I mean, it's cool to see them out though.
Same,
yeah,
but you know that blade drop's gonna bring me back.
Yeah, hey, maybe. Okay, so basically, season 3, I think they have like a 2-month season, just how Speedstorm has 2 months. It seems like all these games are on the same type of time. But for the first half of season 3, from Jean Grey, as you see, he got little stands. So shout out, is that a JoJo? Shout out to all my JoJo bros. So, you know, she's gonna have a stand, the Phoenix Force. So, you know, she's gonna be a strong DPS. She looks like if you had explosions and stuff, her ult seems strong. I'm actually excited to try her out. But then, yeah, 3.5, the second half of season 3 is definitely gonna get a lot of people back on Marvel Rivals. So Blade coming out, so I'm curious to see, you know, his player trailer, to see his ability. You know, they haven't shown that off yet, but I'm very excited to see what Blade has to offer. You know, I'm sure he'll have like sword attacks and gun attacks and all of that. So will he have a healing factor too, because he's a vampire? I don't know, but I'm excited. Yeah, so season 3, Marvel Rivals, you know what I'm saying, for all Marvel Rivals players, you know, that'll be coming out. I think season 3 starts in like 9 days. So, you know, there's your Marvel Rivals. But yeah, I believe, do we have anything else that we want to share, or is that it?
Oh yeah, we did have some depressing news to share, I suppose.
All right, so Sammy got an update for us. Some depressing news. What's depressing, Sammy?
Okay, so this week, or I should say today, it was announced that Microsoft was doing some layoffs again, and it trickled down to the Xbox division. And from what was reported, this studio called The Initiative that Microsoft created, I want to say almost 10 years ago, we're working on 2 projects, or a project, I should say, and that was Perfect Dark. So they were coming out with a Perfect Dark remake, and eventually it came to a point where they actually had a partnership with Crystal Dynamics to get it done. Well, The Initiative got shut down, and the game got axed, so we won't see Perfect Dark again. And it's crazy because they literally had a trailer at last year's Xbox showcase, and the game did not look half bad. So Angel, I want to share this link with you so we can kind of see what the game looked like.
Where that though? Oh, I see it.
Just sent it to you. Yeah. So this game looked like it was coming along pretty decently, but I mean, you know, when you're developing a game for like 7+ years, and there's still no like real timeline if the game's gonna come out or not, it kind of begs the question: is like, what are we doing with our money here? So I can.
Yeah, it's always unfortunate.
Yeah.
When somebody people get fired, the devs, they use these game devs and then they just fire them. You know, once the game comes out, like, yeah, kind of scandalous.
So you
saying this game won't be coming out no more?
No, they got canceled. The studio that was making this, they shut it down. The partnership with Crystal Dynamics was obviously null at that point. And, you know, what we see here was a product that was close to release, I suppose.
I always knew I had an instinct.
Dang, see, there's a game, another Xbox game. It was called Exo Mecha. It was supposed to come out like in 2020, 2021 or something. And that game got delayed indefinitely. So I hope that game comes out. That was the one game I was excited for. But
Exo Mecha?
Welcome to Garden City.
I've never heard of it.
23 degrees all day, every day.
I'll show you.
How far to his last
Yeah, I
known
do
location?
remember seeing
Local forces are also tracking his whereabouts.
this trailer for this game.
You need to find him before they do.
Man, that's crazy. They come out with a game trailer, these game showcases, and they don't even make it to the actual release. That's wild.
What we're seeing right now is actually gameplay. So they were like, this was working gameplay. This looked like probably, obviously an older build of the game, but this very well could have been a beta of the game.
What readings are you
Were you
getting?
excited?
Yeah.
Were you excited for this game?
I was. This genuinely looked good to me. Like,
I'm
it had
looking
some
at the
stealth
thing right
elements. I believe they showed off some parkour. They had some takedowns. This was like the stealth elements reminded me of Dishonored, for those of you who've ever played that franchise. And
On the life we
obviously,
think we know.
I wouldn't know much about the parkour, but from what I was looking at when they showed
Turns
the
out to be a
parkour
lie.
at first hand, it looked like Mirror's Edge,
There's only
which I was
one way
fine with
forward.
because I loved and enjoyed Mirror's Edge's parkour.
Find the truth.
Okay, I can see.
Sounds
If you're looking
clear.
at it from a Mirror's
I'm
Edge
going in
standpoint
blind.
with more action, yeah, I can see why you'd be excited to get Mirror's Edge. That game was the other parkour, and I like the aesthetic
Analyze.
to it.
What am I looking at here?
Carrington appears to be targeting a research facility. If he attacks
But yeah,
him,
that's unfortunate. Hey, but Xbox, what you doing? You know, Game Pass. I knew it.
Agent
It's just. I guess they gotta cut somewhere. This is one of the games.
I could
So
use
like I
someone
said,
with your skill.
the initiative was working on this game for like almost 8 years. So I understand why they would shut this studio down, making Perfect Dark, and ended up canceling the game because like we don't hear about studios taking this long to make a game.
Honestly,
Like,
that's not.
It looks like 8 years is too long.
It is
to
too long,
lose
and one of the
everything.
reasons is when you work on a
Before I
game,
could see.
by the time for that long, when you actually release the game, most likely it'll be outdated. I think
What
that was
this
the issue with
world is really
Starfield. They talking
hiding.
about, you know, 20 years, and then the game came out, and it was like kind of
I
outdated.
hope you're ready,
Like,
Agent
yeah, that
Dark.
would have been a good game that came out 10 years ago, but
Are you all seeing this?
we are
Once
in
you
now,
open this
so
door,
the standards have
there's
risen.
no going
So
back.
yeah, you don't want to be in development hell for too long.
I think the issue with Starfield was that, you know, Bethesda got too comfortable with their cookie cutter design and how they make their RPGs.
All
They saw
right,
the
I'm
success
playing
of Skyrim and they
competitive.
said, okay,
I
let's
don't
do that, but put it in space. Which off rip, you're like, okay, that's not a bad idea. But then you see a game like Baldur's Gate come out, and you know, two RPGs, but two RPGs designed differently, and then they look at Baldur's Gate and say, well, this is how all RPGs should be made now, as opposed to, you know, the studio that created Skyrim, where everyone said this is how RPGs are supposed to be. So it's like, one, you're kind of stuck in the past, even though, you know, it's not a bad thing because, you know, not the industry, but the gamers touted you as the RPG goats when it came to exploration and sandbox. And then, not really a new studio, but someone, I guess, with less pedigree than you comes out and trumps you and takes your spot. So I think from that, I think the whole gaming industry as a whole took notice. And that's why a lot of studios and directors or even just talking heads were hating on Baldur's Gate 3 when it first dropped. Because everyone was comparing it to their favorite game and saying, oh, if it doesn't run like Baldur's Gate 3, it's trash. I don't know if you guys remember that.
No.
But apart from Perfect Dark and the initiative blunder, there were some more layoffs. It wasn't the only one. So Rare, another company that Microsoft has under their belt, they weren't shut down, which is a good thing. Rare is the studios behind 007 that was on the N64 and Banjo-Kazooie, just to name a few.
Did they also make Donkey Kong's original design, like from 60? They're Rare.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
So another game they were working on was Everwild. There was a few trailers shown, but there was no gameplay shown. And this game was also under development for a long time too. I think almost around the same duration as what Initiative was doing with Perfect Dark. And I was like, you know what? It makes sense why you shut you down too, because like you shouldn't be taking this long to make a game. And on top of that, the fact that they didn't really show anything for the game, it's easy and it's safe for Microsoft to shut it down. So I wasn't too bummed out about that because all I heard was there's this game called Everwild and it's supposed to come out soon. And they've been saying that for like the last 4 years.
Yep, and maybe sometimes some game gets shut down because maybe the quality isn't there. I know Microsoft is trying to up the quality of their games and stuff. You know, you spend these billions on these companies. You know, you want them to put out quality games and not something that's going to flop. So if that means some games got to get scrapped, hey, you know, it is what it is. But like I said, we it's not like we got too attached. You know, they might show cinematic trailers, but we don't play the cinematic trailer. We play games for the gameplay, because more often than not, the gameplay is a lot worse than the cinematics. So, yeah. So if they didn't show no gameplay, then hey, it is what it is. You know,
it was a safe bet, and I believe the last I believe was it a cancellation or a layoff? No, it was another game cancellation. So ZeniMax Online, the studio behind Elder Scrolls Online, they were making another MMORPG in the background, and it was called Project Blackbird, and it was supposed to be like an MMORPG to succeed the Elder Scrolls Online, but you know, Xbox, they scrapped that, I guess, to save money and cut costs. And I don't blame them because, you know, Elder Scrolls Online is one of the popular MMORPGs out there aside from World of Warcraft, RuneScape, and Final Fantasy. So what's the point of coming out with another MMORPG to compete with yourself at that point? It doesn't make sense. And I guess, you know, if you gotta cut costs and you gotta save money, this is one way to do it. I mean, nothing was announced for this game, so for all we know, they were probably just doing concept work for the game. We don't know if there's really much development behind the scenes about this game because this game wasn't really talked about that much. And normally, if a game is really under development, you'll hear some whispers about what's going on. The studio's doing this or the studio's doing that, but we haven't heard anything like that. So I definitely believe that this studio was probably just starting to ramp up, and Microsoft was like, nope, and pulled the plug. But I hate to see games being canceled when they're already in the oven. Like, just release it. Like, with Perfect Dark situation, that looked like a game that could have been released next year. I'd rather see that game be released. The other two games that I mentioned, there's nothing to be seen for these games or even spoken of. These games are like mysteries. Apart from them mentioning the games themselves, we haven't seen any footage of anything that these games have to offer. So if you guys want to cancel by all means. But if a game is already looking like it's on ready to come out the oven, might as well just drop the game, because we've had so many games that had a lot of progress being done towards it being completed and at the last minute get canceled, or games that looked interesting and get canceled. I don't even know if you guys remember, but there was a Star Wars game like way back. I think it was called Star Wars 1313. And I was excited for that game because I'm a big Star Wars head. And that game looked insane. And then it got canceled. There was like it was that game and another Star Wars game that was being developed beside each other, and both of them got canceled. I was so pissed. But it's just
I think Star Wars, when the game getting canceled, there was supposed to be a Darth Maul game, a single player game we play as Darth Maul, and then they canceled that. So it sucks here and there, like a game you're excited for, and then they just cancel out of nowhere. Like, yeah. And I don't know if they did that because they just like, oh, we're gonna cancel the Darth Maul game and just make Jedi Survivor or Star Wars, the Jedi series. But no, I think it does suck when they cancel games.
I do think what happened with those two Star Wars games I was talking about earlier was the fact that George Lucas has sold off the franchise to Disney at that time. And it does make sense why Disney would probably cancel those, because it's like, we didn't really fund these games and we don't want to take up the responsibility to fund these games now that we own the franchise, because we had
they
nothing
want
to
to
do with it in the first place.
take it in a different direction. Yeah.
Exactly. But I mean, right now in the gaming landscape, it seems like a lot of studios are either being closed down or games are being canceled. I mean, granted, there's a lot of games still coming out, especially in this leak, because apparently this was a leaked email that came out. That's how we know about the studios being, the studio, the initiative being canceled, and the other 3 games being canceled. So apparently there's 40 games in development from the Xbox brand, which I'm not surprised with all the studios they own. But in terms of other layoffs and cuts, I heard that they did cut down some of the Activision studios, like the ones that were involved with making Call of Duty. So any of you that love playing Call of Duty, just know that there's going to be less developers behind that game. So I don't know if that's really going to affect the game that much, because I know when Activision was just Activision Blizzard and they were making Call of Duty, they had every studio working on Call of Duty just to make sure the game came out right. I don't know if with less people working on COD now, if it's going to be the same quality or better. We'll have to see. But in terms of cancellations or layoffs, that's all the news from the Microsoft side. And I think it just sucks because a lot of people now have been displaced. They're out of a job, and it's already hard getting in the gaming industry for work. So now with all these layoffs, a lot of people are out of work. That's the worst possible thing. You know, it's no one's fault really, but the studio heads, the ones that are running things behind the scenes, because they're the ones that are getting the money. They're the ones that have to manage and, you know, follow expectations, meet deadlines and stuff like that. When you're missing deadlines all the time, you know, it's your employees under you that's going to get the brunt of the sword. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to get fired, but it's your friend Paul that's working on design. He's going to get fired. Which is
End of the
crazy.
day, I think that's just corporate greed. I think these CEOs want to make billions and make a bunch of money, and so they fire, you know, their staff once they get the use out of them because they want to make profit. So it's unfortunate, but that's the gaming industry.
And
that's why you see like a lot of these former devs of certain games making their own indie games and stuff, because they got laid off. So
Expedition 33. Well, they didn't get laid off, but they left. But yep, I definitely agree with Crusher as well. Like, smaller, passionate teams tend to produce higher quality content. Like, bro, how many times have you probably said this to yourself? Is like, yo, are indie studios the new AAA studios? Because look what we had this year. I believe it's Sandfall Interactive. That's what they're called. The studio behind what's it called? Expedition 33. That's technically an indie. They're AA. Right? They don't have any real backing. They just came out of nowhere. They're ex-Ubisoft devs, but they came out of nowhere and they made this game. And it's pretty much game of the year.
AAA is, or quadruple A now. Yeah, that's probably a bad sign, because that means it's going to be less passion, and that means more of the suits are involved. Like, where they spend, we're spending $1 billion to develop this game. Is the game actually good, or are you just like putting money in weird places? Like, so I think that's probably one of the issues with gaming right now is
everyone just wants to spend money.
Yeah, look for profit than making a good game. So yeah, that's why when it's a smaller studio, you know, they're more focused on the actual game versus just like, you know, making, you know, money. And that's like, you know, Hollow Knight, I think, was made by 2 developers. And Hollow Knight is, you know, people love Hollow Knight. You know, Silk Song, people are excited for Silk Song. So yeah, it's the issue with gaming isn't that there aren't enough developers. It's just the people who are in charge, basically.
Exactly. And gaming never used to look like this when we was like, what, 10 years old, and we were playing on PS2 and the OG Xbox and the GameCube and other consoles. Like, gaming back then was so much better because
it was new.
everybody, well, it was kind of new, but gaming's been around like 40 years before we even got to us, really. But I think the difference back then and now is the fact that studios were more passionate, and in those studios, suits weren't involved as much. The only suits we heard about were the ones that ran EA, and EA at the time was the best publisher. So we didn't think much of the suits at the time until, EA became EA, and then it seemed like the industry started to follow suit.
Yeah, it's when I say it was new because all of those consoles started Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, like they had to prove their value. You know what I'm saying? Because they were new companies, new games. So they had to prove themselves. But then once they, made the money, and they saw that the gaming industry, there's so much potential for profit. That's when I think things changed from making a good quality versus just focusing on profit.
Yeah,
but so your gaming, it's definitely different. I will say,
yeah.
I'm about to change the subject.
Oh, I was gonna say that's why we see a lot of games with microtransactions now. Every game has microtransactions, even if it doesn't even need microtransactions. It's a single player game offline, but there's microtransactions. Why?
Yeah, if Speedstorm came out in like 2001 or something like that, there won't be all these microtransactions.
Nah.
So it's the
same
whole
game if it came out 2001 though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, the monetization strategy definitely would have been different. But now everything's always online and all that.
That's true.
These free, what are they called, live service games or whatnot, where you were, instead of you paying once, you're just endlessly paying money to the game.
Yep. For its life cycle.
So a company that would have got maybe $60, $50 for this game now gets to get $1,000 out of people's pockets, because eventually you will spend $1,000 on Speedstorm. Let's say if you're loyal to this game, and you pay every single season and every single part, that's $120 a year for $10 each month. So, if this game lasts 10 years, 8 years, 9 years, you'll spend $1,000 on this game if you get every golden pass. So, and that's their goal. There's a reason why it's set up this way. They get a lot more money.
There's a reason why I closed my wallet too.
Yeah, at some point you gotta put your foot down. Like, no.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's hard to do that when they got your favorite characters held ransom.
Hey man, it wasn't hard for me once I started seeing they went from 5 characters to 3, and they said no, same price. I was like, no dinero.
They said they cutting. But I was gonna say, Angel, you talking about you ain't played Marvel Rivals? I'm noticing something about Angel. Angel play a game for like a week, and then you won't see him on that game ever again. Same with Mario Kart. He played Mario Kart for the first week, spent $500 for a console, and he don't even play that much. Every time I get on the Switch 2, it says One Wing Angel last online 18 days ago. Like, damn.
Yeah. I think
Stop it.
They did the game and it became kind of trash. That's why I'll give him that.
Look.
I think when I was on YouTube earlier,
he always come back to Speedstorm though. I know.
I feel like when I was on YouTube earlier, before the podcast, I think I saw a thumbnail that was saying Mario Kart World is dead.
Yep, bro. There's so many videos of that.
That's not these people. I mean, Sammy posted something. I watched the video. All of that's BS. It's not dead. And I can speak on this because I'm in the community, the Mario Kart community. I'm in the competitive scene. I play the game. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the thumbnail. We'll see a lot of that. A lot of that. A big YouTuber has an opinion, and then then you see a bunch of other like YouTubers try to like echo that opinion. So yeah, it ends up being like 500 videos. Everybody basically saying the same thing. Based on one person's opinion, no. Okay, yeah, exactly. So the issue with Mario Kart, so we'll talk about this. It's in the kart racing sphere. They did do so the way the game, they have Grand Prix and they have the World Tour. The World Tour mode is basically the Battle Royale knockout And you have to go through different intermissions, and then it goes from top 20 all the way to down to top 4, and you get eliminated if you're not in the top spots. Then there's Grand Prix. Now, in every single Grand Prix previously in Mario Kart, you do 3 laps on a race, and that's the race. You do 3 laps, and then you finish the race. Well, in the Grand Prix in Mario Kart is you do 1 lap of the track, and then you do an intermission, and then you do 1 lap of another track, or you do these intermissions, and people didn't like that they couldn't just do a track and do 3 laps on that track. But there was a way to do that. If you chose random in Mario Kart World on the online Grand Prix, it would automatically choose a track, and it would be a 3-lap version of that track. So more the traditional Mario Kart.
Yeah.
So that's how it was. So instead of doing the tracks with intermission, everybody was just choosing random. Nintendo picked up on this, and they did an update to where when you choose random now, it goes to the intermissions, or you don't do 3 laps anymore. It goes to the straight line segments, and then you do 1 lap of the race. So that upset a lot of people. They're like, "Oh, Mario Kart, I'm not gonna play this game anymore. I'm back to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe." And I'm just like, that's cap, because people, been waiting 10 years for a new Mario Kart, and now you're saying you're gonna go back to the game that you were tired of. That's the cap. 2, there's so many different things you can do in Mario Kart World. Like, okay, so if you really have a problem with the intermissions in Grand Prix, you can do the knockout mode, and
I was gonna
here's
say,
the thing.
elimination is probably the best mode in that
It's
game.
exactly the knockout mode. It's like the game was made for knockout mode. That's the main focus of the game. It's like, let's say you don't like the way they run a Grand Prix, you can play a knockout, and knockout's fun. And there's a lot of people who, even though some of the big content creators don't like the intermissions, there's a lot of people who like the intermissions. So for them to say the game is dead because they can't choose a 3-lap track on random, that's the cap. And then 2, there's also a competitive scene, just like how we have divisions, Mario Kart, the lounges, and then basically, they have private lobbies where they together, and they have a leaderboard and everything, and then they have the 3 laps. So it's like, if you really have an issue with the way they have their Grand Prix ranked, there's the competitive scene, and you can play the 3 laps the way you want. There's you can play offline with the cups, you can play online with the knockout tour, there's battle mode. So yeah, all of this narrative that Mario Kart's dead because we can't get 3 laps on random, that's just sensationalism.
Yeah. I feel like
I'll just have to get that off my chest. You can see what
I was gonna say. The only issue I have with the elimination mode is that once you're out, you're out.
Yeah, they force you to watch.
Yeah.
Ain't no coming back. Well, you say,
and you have to sit on your ass for a good 10 minutes doing nothing,
or just leave and go to the next one. Just be like, "Oh, I'm out."
Yeah. It just sucks because in local play with elimination, it's like usually some people will be worse off than others, where it's like, yeah, it's like skill cap and all that. It would kind of just feel like a slump for some people.
Yeah, I think that's an issue with every battle royale. Like, if you play Fortnite and you land at Tilted Towers and you get killed, like you go right back to the lobby. It's like lobbies. If you suck or you get knocked out, a lobby simulator.
The only game that I know that doesn't have that issue is Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed with its elimination, where you can become a ghost and then chase others.
Oh, okay, yeah, I forgot about that. I guess you reminded me. I didn't know that. So,
and just to let you know, when you're a ghost and you're chasing other people, you are much faster than those players.
Yeah, see, that's another reason why All Stars was goated. I get that, where it's like, if you're eliminated, people still want to be involved in some way. Yeah, like you said, chasing people as the ghosts is one way for the people who got eliminated to still stay involved within the race. But yeah, I honestly, I think the elimination is basically Nintendo's way of making this a battle royale, like a kart racing battle royale.
As pretty plain and simple with its intermission format as possible.
Yeah. And I think the thing with the knockout thing is they just need to add it to where you can invite your friends, because your friends can join you in Grand Prix, but they can't in knockout, which I don't understand. Because sometimes in the knockout lobbies, it'll be like only 12 people, 12 humans, and it'll be like 12 CPU. So it's just like if y'all gonna have
you can have
CPU
4 players and then like 20 CPUs or something like that.
exactly. So it's like why wouldn't you just allow people to just group up together versus just playing against CPU? Like I don't know, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's a lot of people are feeling like just how sometimes don't be listening to the community. A lot of the Mario Kart feels like Nintendo is kind of disconnected from the community and isn't really like doing things that the community wants or listening to the community. So
yeah,
but it's unfortunate, but yeah, I feel like that this is a direction a lot of these developers or like these CEOs are very disconnected with the actual player base. But yeah, Mario, in my opinion, from my perspective, like I said, Mario Kart's not dead. Like people literally, the Nintendo Switch 2 sold out in highest grossing console just so people could play Mario Kart. Like that
I think
is
the
not
issue
dead.
with us humans as of now is that when we see something, we overreact and don't think of our actions before we do them.
Yep, and a lot of people base their opinions off of others' opinions, and sometimes you got to think for yourself. And if you enjoy,
just because somebody says something that they posted on a video, that doesn't mean that it's factual unless if they prove it.
Exactly. It's kind of like, yeah, exactly. A lot of it is just opinion. Like saying that intermissions are bad, that's just maybe to you, it's not fun. But like I said, for other people, it's just an opinion. Other people might, have difference.
Contact.
Like some people might be like, oh, ranked sucks, but for some people they love ranked. Some people might be like, oh, regulated sucks, but some people love regulated. It's just, an opinion, and go play the modes that you enjoy, babe. But yeah, that's the Mario Kart drama. But I will say the stream snipers are trying to get to the competitive scene, so we're gonna see how we do in some of these competitive tournaments. But yeah, I'm trying to get everybody together. I think Angel needs a. I think he accepted the invite. Yeah, I think we need to get like
for what?
Oh, they're having a team tournament in Mario Kart on the competitive side. So the stream snipers on Mario Kart, we will be competing. See how that goes. But
yes, sir.
I think we'll be able to hold our own.
We'll also be competing in Cross Worlds too, so look out for that.
Yeah, when Cross Worlds comes out, we definitely got to get a competitive scene going, some tournaments, some private lobbies. Like I would love if there was like a divisions of Sonic Cross Worlds. The ranked mode is good too, but like I can't wait for the private lobbies.
I want to go and play Hatsune Miku and go Miku Miku Beam like a Miku Miku Beam it.
Dang, where is she from? I feel like Hatsune no Miku is like.
Hatsune Miku is literally just Hatsune Miku. She's the main of her own series.
Yeah, so she's in a lot of stuff. She's in Sonic. She's in Fortnite. I see her all the time. So
she's the most popular Vocaloid in the world.
Okay, so then I guess I guess she can just, if she's that popular, I understand.
She's
perfect crossover character. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely gonna be my main.
I'm a main. For me, I'm probably gonna main SBO, and then if they release I got a main II too for Monkey Ball. I like my monkey character, whether that's Donkey Kong, DK, II, Ape Escape. You know what I'm saying? I like my apes. I got to get my monkey characters going. So hopefully II, because I know they showed that II was a part of the leaks, but he wasn't shown yet. But he is a second character.
Was good in the first Sonic and Sega All-Stars racing, as long as you forget about his All-Star, because that was one of the worst in the game. But
but they kind of moved away from character uniques. Mm-hmm.
But in Transformed, I feel like he feels a bit weak. But hopefully, if he shows up in Crossworlds, he'll be good.
Yeah. You think they'll add Wreck-It Ralph, or they ain't gonna add?
Damn, that would be. I don't know. They gotta talk to Disney, don't they?
Yeah, I think that was just a one-off. I think they were able to get Wreck-It Ralph and transform, but I don't think he coming back, unfortunately.
Yeah, it would be nice if he came back, but damn.
Yeah, I will say I think that wraps up all of our topics. Now we do have the music tournament. We're not going to be doing that on this episode. Nano's not here. We want to, continue that with Nano. So that is all the topics. We will be doing, maybe 2 episodes a week. So maybe a second episode where we just focus on the music. So we will, be labeling that and let you guys know when we do our second episode for the music tournament. So you can give us some more time to do that. But I guess before we end, I could show one more thing, and that is, we got Sammy over here drifting, the AI Sammy. If we want to show that on screen, Angel. Show that to the people. I've been playing with Midjourney, so Midjourney, a quick update when it comes to the AI side. Angel, I think, was playing around with Google Neo 3. And it's funny that Google Neo 3 came out and everybody was loving it. And then Midjourney's like, all right, we got to come out with our AI video model. So they hurry up and came out with theirs. So yeah, Midjourney does have AI for all the people who use Midjourney. But I was playing around with it a little bit and it made a little AI video. So it's I'm going to be experimenting with that a little bit more. Let me see. Do you have that, Angel? I need to send it to the chat again.
Yeah, so quick disclaimer, guys, this is a face reveal. Damn, Angel's still here? Don't tell me he fell asleep.
Yeah, did he disappear?
Yo, my bad, was mute.
You playing Marvel Rivals as we speak.
No.
Nah, I know what game you've been playing, though. I seen you playing Rematch.
I low-key have been kind of playing Rematch a lot lately. I'm not gonna hold it here.
I told you it was good, man. I tried to tell you it was good.
Man, that shit's kind of crazy.
I was gonna say, when I hop into Discord on my PC, I see Rematch, One Winged Angel, new player.
Right? Bro, if they do a World Cup for a rematch, that would be crazy. A competitive scene for that game will go nuts.
I don't know.
Every curl, every twisted line. Walking proud's my time to shine. With my afro, I'm on cloud 9.
Yo, I see Sammy in the screen right now. That's crazy.
Yeah, play that back. Sammy over here hitting them damn angles. Okay.
The Afro Samurai chat.
Every curl, every twisted line.
It's crazy too because my afro looks exactly like that.
Yeah, he got
Yep. Man got the shades on and everything. I was like, hold up. Is this supposed to be me?
Wait, Crusher, you play Rematch too? Oh man.
I'm telling you. Let me find out Maxi's on Rematch.
My face reveal is my profile pic. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, I'm not the greatest player either, Crusher. I'm still learning how to play the game, man. It's definitely, I mean, it gives me Rocket League vibes, but it's still different because it's not cars, it's actual people.
Angel, we're gonna have to squad up for a couple matches, man.
Squad up for a couple matches.
Yes, sir. Caleb, you gotta get in on this. We gotta go
I have the body game,
bro. Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, it ain't free. I think people you get so used to every game being free. When the game finally costs the actual amount, people be like, "What? I gotta pay $20."
Well, I mean, if you have Game Pass, it's free.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, all the Xbox players and PC are trying to flex the Game Pass on us. Crazy.
I mean, at this point, you might
it is the good deal, man. It's a good deal.
Side.
But yeah, I will say, in terms of the Midjourney AI, it looks good. Is able to it's too moderated. Too many like sometimes you try to like if you try to put in the prompt of like a Disney character, it will not do a video because I don't know if they're scared of copyright. But I think Google VO has voice with it and Midjourney doesn't. But
yeah, that's the same thing I was about to ask you, Caleb. Does it have voice? But I guess you just
no.
cleared that up.
Yeah, it has no sound. That's the downside. So quality, like image quality, it'll look good. Like yeah, there's no sound. But yeah, that's that.
We might have to sit down one day and make a tier list for AI.
Yeah, the best AI image generators, the best AI video generators, the best AI music generators, and have like a tier list. Because at the end of the day,
and the best AI overall.
Yeah, and the more overall, which is the best, and sometimes you might have to go with an AI version that's not as good because maybe it's free or maybe it's cheaper. So sometimes because a lot of this shit is high cost. I know. Yeah, 30 to 60.
What Google VO 3 costs like what, $120 a month?
There's like a $30 version where you have limited hits, but if you want unlimited, it's $120 a month.
Yeah, that's crazy.
For Midjourney, there's like a $10 plan, but it's limited generation. You have unlimited images for the $30 plan, but you have like fast hours, and basically like the video uses up all the fast hours. So you only have like a limited amount on video, but the $60 version is the unlimited video. So $60 is still a lot for you to make, AI videos through Midjourney. That's a lot. So I got the $30 version for like the AI images, but I have limited videos, but yeah, no sound. But yeah, I'm still
and check out these AIs.
Yeah, because it's definitely I like making the video. The video's getting so much more realistic. So yeah, it's I'm gonna play around with it.
Oh, I said I'm gonna play around with it. Oh,
hey,
Did he?
a little bit of foreplay.
Yo, girth.
Yeah, if you don't know about Yo Girth or some foreplay, that
Caleb, I need you to make me a Yo Girth song. That's what I'm saying.
Yo Girth.
That's crazy.
Some R&B with the Yo Girth. You gotta do it. Oh, that's gonna be the theme song for him.
I still gotta make a Baymax. Don't get your bass snatched. I still didn't make that song yet. We'll make it. Don't worry.
Baymax coming in your basement? Did you just say that?
Hey, he coming to get your bass.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, I agree though, Crusher. Rematch is there's no reason for rematch to be so freaking fun. But like if I got a squad and they ask me, hey, you want to get on a rematch? I get on rematch, man. That's crazy competitive, man. And when you hit those goals, man, it feels real nice, man. It feels real nice, real competitive. And I don't even fuck with soccer, y'all. Like I only play Rocket League because it has cars and it's fun. But I don't play FIFA.
That's how they ease you into it. You got what do they call it? When you Angel got groomed. Rocket League groomed him into soccer because soccer with cars. So you got into the Rocket League.
You get groomed.
Yo, my name ain't
Drake. Right into it.
Groomed right into rematch.
Yo, my name ain't Drake. Yo, I don't get groomed out here.
Speaking of getting groomed, Diddy was found not guilty. I don't know if y'all been paying attention.
Yeah,
this is way out of our normal topics, but we say no Diddy, oil Diddy. If y'all been paying attention to the Diddy trial, he was found not guilty on sex trafficking. He was found not guilty on like everything, but he was found guilty on like flying out prostitutes. He got caught with that because he was, flying out male prostitutes for Cassie. So he did get that charge. But when it comes to like the sex trafficking and racketeering, he was found, not
like
guilty.
There's gonna be more Diddy parties.
Yeah, he's probably gonna throw an even bigger Diddy party after.
Right?
Oh shit, bad
a real
boy,
freak
baby.
off.
Oh, he's about to get a huge sponsorship by Johnson & Johnson when he comes out.
That's crazy. Johnson & Johnson better not.
No, let me stop before we get canceled. People take that topic way too serious. I had people trying to cancel me. They had people trying to cancel me on TikTok because I said we love a Diddy party. as a sarcastic comment, and they were like, "Speak for yourself," or they're like, you know, this is nothing to be joked about. I'm like, yo, you're literally watching a video that's literally joking about it, and there's one of those like AI Yeti Diddy Party videos. I'm like, you can't sit there and tell me this subject cannot be joked around, but you're watching a freaking video, commenting on a video that's literally doing that.
Yeah, or the whole like having 70 bottles of baby oil, like that's a joke. Like, yeah, people are very just, you know, they be sensitive when they want to. Just trying to, yeah.
Right, they're trying to cancel me and shit. You go, look, man. I talk about Diddy in my chat all the time. That's crazy. You know, 70 bottles is crazy. You need like 100 though. Wo said that.
You've been hanging around with Yoke Nerf too much, man.
Yo, I mean, when you look at Poppy,
that's
you know
why you need the baby. He got that girth. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have baby oil for your girth.
Is extra girthy. I mean,
no Diddy.
That's crazy.
That's disrespectful. Yeah, but
yeah, I think.
I
think that wraps up everything. You know, yeah. Angel showing off some rematch,
you know.
You showing a lot of thigh, man. You showing a lot of thigh.
Oh yeah, yo, y'all don't know. It's the crop gang movement right now. Crop top gang all day. That's all I'm saying.
Well, this is some rematch gameplay. Y'all, you know, you got hearing us talk about rematch, but yeah, this is a rematch. It's basically Rocket League, but instead of cars, it's soccer. So you know, you can't kick the ball out of bounds. The ball bounces off the wall. You can do some, you know, air tricks.
Holy, snatching that shit. Holy.
Yeah, like there's a lot to learn. Like there's stuff that I need, like that I've been learning too. Like with the trying to break people's ankles, and if somebody's trying to charge at me, I can kind of like do like a little like kick up with the ball. So like, you know, their slide doesn't, you know, take the ball away from my, you know, possession. Like there's a lot. And then like the aiming of the goal, like when somebody like, you know what I mean? Like when you're trying to kick that goal in, the little crosshairs you see, you literally have to align. You literally have to align the crosshairs to the goal.
Okay, have you know what this game reminds me of a little bit, and it's not exact, but and I like my anime soccer games. I used to play one on like the NES. You know, you had like special abilities and stuff. But you probably not even thinking what I'm about to say. But like, if anybody's seen Shaolin Soccer. Did anybody ever see that movie?
I've seen the movie.
Yeah, kind of remind me of Shaolin Soccer a little bit.
Yo, Shaolin Soccer is a meme, bro.
Yeah, that's a movie. You gotta watch that. If anybody seen Kung Fu Hustle, the Stephen Chow, the director, made a soccer movie.
Bro, that man loved Shorty's buns. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I read around, and a lot of people are like saying this reminds them of the Mario All-Star Strikers game. That's just the Mario soccer game.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, on the Switch too, they are adding that to the GameCube collection, I believe. If you have the membership, yeah, just Mario Strikers will be, you know, on the Switch too if you want to play.
You able to play that online?
I think so.
Other games you can play online. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I might have to pop in a Mario Kart 64 stream and dust out boys on Mario Kart 64.
What you need to do is get on F-Zero, some hair on your chest. You talking about the online? Yeah, get
F-Zero.
Did they go drop Mario Kart Wii in that?
No, they need to drop the Mario Kart Double Dash.
That'd be like maybe 5 or 10 years from now. They're not dropping the Wii stuff yet, but like a Wii collection, that would be.
Don't they got
so
Double
dope.
Dash? Did they put Double Dash in?
That was on GameCube, but they didn't do that. Yo, if they add Double Dash, that'd be honestly
Dash, like. Yo, let's do online races on Double Dash, bro. Oh
yes,
man.
yes. Honestly, that's the best Mario Kart. My like it's. So I guess some could argue Mario Kart 8 just because of all of the content. It is a well polished game, but like for me, like Double Dash was just something different. I think that was like the blueprint of like Mario Kart. That's when Mario Kart was at its peak.
Mario Kart 9 gets no love.
What's Mario Kart 9?
It's crazy.
So
You're not talking
Mario
about the
Kart
mobile
Tour
game, are you?
Yeah,
that's right. Talking about the mobile
that
game.
game doesn't need love.
That's the game loft Disney Speedstorm version of Mario Kart. We gotta pay $20
in the store, in the virtual store.
Say what?
Bro,
Diddy Kong
there's a reason why we don't have 200cc in Mario Kart, because Mario Kart Tour was charging niggas $10 to play 200cc. So
wait, what
yeah.
happened?
Yeah, Mario Kart, the app version, Mario 9 Mario Kart Tour, was charging people $10 to use 200cc.
That's diabolical.
Yeah.
Did they bring that back from Mario Kart World? Jeez.
That'd be ass. See, that's why that game died. Yeah, Mario Kart was on Demon.
That game died.
Yeah, Nintendo's on Demon Time on that shit. I don't know what they were thinking.
Nintendo, bro.
Yeah.
I'm checking in the 64 to see if they have Diddy Kong Racing on this one.
Yeah, that'd be something they could bring back. Diddy Kong Racing. Or honestly, if they were to make a Diddy, they just have to make. But like, if they can make Kirby Air Ride, I don't think they can make Diddy Kong Racing. Dang, Angel, you let them.
What happened?
I guess you're not the goalie. I was like, you let them score on your ass in rematch. Look at this. You let them do you like that?
Oh yeah, I wasn't the goalie.
They got you on the highlight slide. Look at y'all.
I wasn't the goalie, man.
I'm looking dirty.
Don't look at that. Don't look at that. I wasn't the goalie. So
yeah, but I think
this game can really take off in terms of competitive.
Yeah, it definitely would be a competitive scene. Like I said, there's a lot. This is 2025. Somebody says the year of gaming. It is 2025 is the year of kart racing or racing games. So many racing games out. You know, Sonic, Kirby, Mario, Speedstorm, just so many games. And then that's just the racing scene. There's just a lot of games coming out. So you can honestly, and there's only so much time, you got to pick and choose what games you play. You can't play them all at the same time. It's just impossible. And rivals, whatever. So many games to juggle. But so people can't say, oh, there's nothing to play. Gaming's dead. No, gaming is definitely alive. You need to get off of freaking, Madden and, expand your horizons. But yeah, get off Madden to Madden 2K gamers, man. Yeah, that's all y'all play.
Oh, speaking of Madden, even though it's not football, bro, I heard EA is bringing back college basketball.
Yeah, to compete with in 2K. So yeah, that'd be cool. And the reason I think they're doing that is because now they're paid. So if they make a college basketball game, the players will be able to get royalties off of their likeness in the college basketball. Yeah, I can see that happening. The college basketball, college sports is a $1 billion industry.
Isn't it true that college football, the game, made more than Madden?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I heard that somewhere. I saw
a lot of people, to be honest,
best-selling football game they made.
That could be true, because the thing about college football, there's some people who enjoy college football more than it, because they feel like it's more passionate, more fast-paced. They went to university. There's alumni. It's huge. So, yeah, I can see definitely. I definitely can see that.
This is Angel Squad. Whoa, Young Diddy. You was playing with Young Diddy? That's crazy.
Yo, Young Diddy.
But they mad at Angel. But he playing with Diddy.
Crazy. Yeah, I tell you, it's kind of crazy that you say that, because I have played with people with named Diddy's, like in Destiny. I played with somebody named Diddy. Rematch, I played with somebody named Diddy. He's so everywhere. Original. He's everywhere. My clan tag.
Diddy's in prison playing games. My clan tag in Call of Duty is Diddy. So when you get killed by me in Call of Duty, it says Diddy all over the place.
Can't escape.
I can't imagine watching the kill cam and seeing got killed by Diddy.
Diddy.
I'm telling you, man, Call of Duty need to release a Diddy fucking skin.
Got killed by the Diddy.
You're gonna make the Diddy clan.
No, you know who's gonna have a skin for Diddy? It's gonna be Fortnite.
Of course, it will be Fortnite.
It's gonna be Fortnite. It's gonna be called the Diddler, bro. Bro, Caleb, you know what's gonna happen, man. You know they're gonna do a crossover,
instead
man.
of the shield potions, it's gonna be baby oil bottle.
Yo, yeah, bro.
Yo.
Flying around like you're running on ice.
And when you're applying the baby oil, you're gonna be on one knee.
Hey,
with your
yo,
shirt
that,
off,
okay, now
applying
you're
it,
going
bro.
crazy, Tay. Now you're going crazy. Like, you know, actually, it's, you know, the Diddy oil will be like a chug jug where you like, you know, instead of you
That's
drinking
wild,
it,
bro.
yo, you're putting it all over your body. You're getting all the health and armor back. And then you get a slightly little, you know, more of a slide because, you know, now you're all oiled up. Pause.
And then you get an exclusive car in the game. It's,
And then,
it's
yo,
gonna be Kid Cudi's car. The grenades you
the
shoot are
icing
Molotov
on the
cocktails.
cake. The icing on the cake is if Fortnite also brings in Yo Girth as a skin. That's all I'm saying.
That's wild, bro. They gotta talk to Microsoft for that.
I mean, man, Microsoft used to have a partnership with Epic Games, so you never know.
That is true.
And
That's
they got
how we
Master
Gears of
Chief
War.
in Fortnite. You know, you bring in Yo Girth, man. Come on, he'll be popular in the Fortnite
I
community.
can see them doing a grounded crossover. I can see them doing that.
You know, the biggest crime is releasing a trailer of Grounded with Yo Girth and doing nothing with it after that. You know what I'm saying? That's a missed opportunity right there.
That was a nice goal.
You know. They got the squad over here. You know, Grover giving me them passes. Look at that. Then hit him with the bow. You know what I'm saying?
That goalie was not ready.
He was not ready. Yo, I'm not playing rematch Grover. This is just gameplay from when I streamed it on was it Sunday?
You like playing goalie?
Look at that. I got people in the chat thinking I'm playing rematch and like, damn, not inviting me. It's crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, people are fiends for this game. That's all I'm saying.
What position you like playing the most so far?
You really want to ask me that question?
That's crazy.
Yeah, you said it, not me. Hey,
Damn, Crusher, that's wild.
Stop it. I'm not
Well,
that crazy.
everyone,
I'm
welcome
not that
to
crazy.
Crash Out After Dark.
Damn.
Welcome to the Crash Out.
That's crazy.
Caleb, you got any music for us?
Hey, yo, not the slow jams. Put me in the mood. What?
Oh.
Yeah, Katie better watch out, man.
Better stop it and put one of Caleb's songs on. What? Yeah,
I
with
do.
the spiffy. The spiffy. There it is, Grover. That's what it is. The spiffy. And that's a terminology over here. We call it in you know, rematch. A little spiffy. You know, you hit them with a little nice little kick move. You know, you break their ankles and score on them.
It's like, oh shit, this happened not too long ago.
No, so you know, I'm related to gaming, but have you guys watched Squid Games?
I haven't watched since the first season, just because it took so long to release the second season.
No shit, I already finished season 3, man. That shit was crazy, but I'm not gonna say nothing because I don't want to spoil it for nobody.
Yeah,
but...
don't spoil it for me. Don't spoil it for me, at least. You know, I'm usually up to date with things, Angel.
I know, right? I'm like, that's the least person to expect that. That's crazy. So good. So Crusher, you're a defense. So you okay. So you're a defensive player. See, I'm very aggressive. So I'm an offensive player. I mean, I can play defense, especially if I'm in a goalie, but I like to attack the balls. I mean, pause. I mean, I like to, you know, attack, you know, I'm offense.
You midfielder or you striker?
I like to strike, you know, like if I get a nice pass by one of my teammates here from the backboard and I hit him with the trouble on paradise kick real quick, like Kofi Kingston, and hit that golazo. And obviously,
that's a
you know,
good look.
Crop top game.
Gotta get the cross in. Oh, right there. Oh, Angel missed it.
Yeah, it didn't register a kick because it was too high. You're chasing the balls, you know, only Dragon Balls. Grover said, I'm decent in goal. I like to attack as well. You know, you
Yo,
like to attack.
when is Super coming back? Cause I need some more Super. I want to see Jiren.
Talk about Dragon Ball Super, bro. I already caught up with the freaking mangas and shit, and I'm waiting for this. I want to see this in anime form and nothing yet. There's been teasers though, because you know, I think Toritaro is working on the manga again, but I think honestly, from what I read last time, is Funimation is having a hard time getting the anime to come back because of the manga or some shit like that. I don't know.
Is it? Wait, is it?
Well, the manga and the anime is different. They different timelines. Like stuff that's happening in anime and manga, it's just different timelines. So it'd be hard for them to like go.
Oh no, this is what it is. It's because since Toriyama passed away, it has to do with something with rights. I don't know what it is. I forgot, but I did read it that it has to do something with rights, and it's pretty much an ongoing battle, which is the reason why, you know, there's no news on Dragon Ball Super, because you know they got to figure that part out before, you know.
Oh yeah, I heard. Wasn't it like a whole bunch of people fighting over the rights for Dragon Ball once he passed away?
Something like that. Yeah.
Also, Super is basically. Isn't that? Yeah, I think that's Crunchyroll's version of Dragon Ball. And like I said, they might scrap the Super timeline and just go with the whole Daima timeline and just make a new series off of the Dragon Ball Daima, make it season 2 or something.
No, because they definitely not making no season 2 of Daima.
You don't think so? I mean, they even gave the villain in Daima the same outfit as Jiren.
I mean, that's the last thing Toriyama made, you know. So I don't think they're gonna like continue off of the Daima. The way they closed it is pretty much.
They left it open though. They showed that there's bugs that you can, you know, transform.
Well, you gotta think about this like this, Caleb. Daima is basically before the events of Super. So
that would give them more reasons to. But it doesn't. What people were talking about is the canon. It doesn't go into Super because if Vegeta had Super Saiyan 3 and Goku had Super Saiyan 4, why didn't they use that in Tournament of Power? The two timelines don't even go together, so it's like an alternate timeline. So they could literally have like a whole
timeline.
Well, no, because
Toriyama already confirmed that Daima is canon and that it happens before Super and after Z. But we all know Toriyama has a habit of forgetting what the fuck he does sometimes. So he probably forgot that he didn't include Super Saiyan 4 and Super and put it in Daima. And Daima is basically the canon GT. And now there's a big loophole as to why Goku didn't do Super Saiyan 4 and Vegeta didn't do Super Saiyan 3 and Super. That's the problem of making prequels before, you know, because when you do a prequel and you add something in the prequel that's not, you know, happening after those events, like it raises the questions. But everybody that's a Dragon Ball fan knows Toriyama's infamous of being inconsistent with the storyline.
Him and his best friend Kishimoto.
Rest in peace to the GOAT though, but yeah, you know, he had a habit of doing that.
That's facts, because I remember they said that when Super was just coming out, they said it was Super was actually in between the Z timeline. It was like before the end of Z and right after the Buu saga. So Daima would have to be somewhere in the middle of that too.
No, the Daima's not in between the Buu saga. They wrong about that because they literally in Daima. They had to make
saga. No, Super is after the Buu saga. I'm talking about Daima. Daima's before Super, but it can't. There's no way Daima can end
after the Buu saga.
Daima?
Yeah,
Daima's after the Buu saga.
But see, that doesn't even make sense because Super's also after the Buu saga.
Yeah, but
it ends before the Z saga.
It's basically
the Daima is in between. Yep.
Yeah,
Daima's before Super, but after the Buu saga.
I'm guessing Dragon Ball GT is not canon then.
No, it's not.
No, it's headcanon though.
I don't know. There's just I feel like it is canon because Kishimoto gave him the green light. Like I said, it's just a different timeline. To be honest, like it's in. You could see it as the actual end, but I don't know. It's like its own timeline because I do like the concept of like Goku basically becoming like a god and freaking, going away with Shenron, and it's a good like ending. I think that's probably one of the best endings to Dragon Ball. It's him like, it all coming full circle. And then
He is Son Goku. He is Wukong.
Yeah, I don't like canon debates because I don't like those debates because there's a lot of stuff that's canon, but some people want to act like, oh well, it's not manga, so it's not canon. Even if the like creator made it and gave the green light, people will say it's not canon. And then like the quote unquote canon stuff doesn't fit into the timeline. It's a place at the end of the day, but like for instance, in Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm, they actually because the battle between the first Hokage and Madara is never shown in the anime, but it's shown in the Naruto Ninja Storm games. And Kishimoto gave the okay. He basically used the game to show some glimpses of the fight. But then you have some people say, "Oh, well, that wasn't actually canon because it wasn't in this," and it's just like, all right, bro. Like, I don't like canon debates. It's just, it gets people nowhere. Like, people have so many inconsistent standards when it comes to what's canon and what's not. But I just see it as a different timeline. So, I mean, look at DC. DC got hella timelines. The Flash be going back in time. And, there's so many different Earth 616. So, just like there's different canons in DC and Marvel, there's different canons and timelines in anime. I see it that way. So, but, that's just how I look at it. Other people got their opinion, which is fair. Everybody has a right. But, yeah, I don't like getting into them canon debates.
I low-key want to see, I don't know how you guys feel about this when I say this, but I low-key want to see Hit versus Cell.
I don't even know how that fight would go.
I think Hit will win because he has time control. Cell as strong as he is.
Cell got destroyed by a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Okay, Hit can go toe to toe with Super Saiyan Blue.
Yeah, but imagine if Cell was in the Tournament of Power and absorbing people, bro. That would
but hit time manipulations on a whole nother level. So Cell would have to somehow absorb Hit to get the time manipulation, but that wouldn't happen. Yeah,
I mean, he could have absorbed like who was it? Kefla before they even turn into Super Saiyan.
Nah, I mean he already has Super Saiyan cells though, so he would even need to do that. He has Goku cells and Vegeta cells and Frieza cells.
The only way Cell can compete with today's fighters is if he basically like absorbs like God Ki.
I mean, I could see him doing that.
Cell, he has somebody like defeats a god and he while they're like on the brink of death absorbs them or something.
Yeah,
or like I mean, they
that
did
would be
Cell
kind of crazy though. Cell
if he trained
fucking god of destruction. Oh my god.
I mean, Cell Max was the thing though in the movie.
Yeah, Cell Max and Beast Gohan destroyed that man. I mean, I guess.
But they had to jump him though. Like 1v1 though, he was stronger.
I didn't like the Cell Max like design though.
Yeah, the big. They basically that was like the grade 8 version. So
I was gonna say it would Cell Max, and I think it's actually a lot closer than you think.
Yeah, I agree.
Cell Max gotta absorb somebody. If Cell can pull off absorbing somebody right now, and he gets powered up, I think he can stand a chance in the Tournament of Power.
I feel like Hit's smart, but Cell is like more powerful than Hit.
Yeah, but speed is a thing. You can't hit what you can't touch. Speed freezes time.
No, but wasn't Goku Loki on par? No, yeah, wasn't Goku Loki on par with Cell? Not Cell. hit before he got the buff.
But that was only because of his instincts. Let's just say.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So I think
I don't think Cell has that kind of a nature because he's not Saiyan.
Yeah, but at the same time, you have to remember, Goku got a lot stronger after the Cell arc. All of them did. So that means Cell would be a lot weaker.
To Goku versus Hit in the tournament of the tournament that was before the tournament power.
Yeah, but but you said Hit was stronger than Cell, which I think is the other way around.
I did not say that.
No. Angel was saying that Cell got beat by Gohan and Hit stronger than Gohan.
Yeah.
I think Cell is definitely probably the best villain and the most iconic, but like he isn't Boo. Like Boo was the strong one. Cell is not on par with Boo. So I think like thinking that Cell is just gonna like go on the tournament power and beat characters like Hit, that's not realistic. But
I think he could give him a run for his money though. That would be a good fight to see. As long as he absorbs the right person.
I think the big question comes to, can Hit be able to do enough to get the job done and kill Cell? Like, would Hit be able to actually
like disintegrate him basically?
Yeah.
Nah, because he had to hold him in place like he was doing Jiren.
If he can hold Jiren in place, he can hold Cell in place, and this is
but he would have to hold him the entire tournament. Because he was gonna try and do that to Jiren, and Jiren's like, "What?"
He probably just had to freeze time and then just blast him.
Yeah, but if he could have done that, why didn't he do that to Jiren?
Well, that's more of a durability thing. The Jiren's just stronger, and he's more durable. Like power gap
Jiren
type
is
stuff.
just powerful enough to break time.
Jiren's like the most powerful solo character.
Jiren's low-key the Superman of the Dragon Ball Z universe.
We're talking about a man who would be able to break an infinite void just by powering up.
Yeah, and even like Goku could even take him 1v1 even in Ultra Instinct. He had to jump him with Frieza. So I think the only person that probably could beat Jiren is Broly.
Broly definitely.
But that's it.
Because Broly got the raw strength.
Well, Broly kind of got jumped too. Goku and Vegeta had the fuse to fight them.
Yep. Every time there's a big baddie, they gotta jump him. They can't just do it in the 1v1s.
Oh no. So speaking of, Dragon Ball Sparkling Zero did have an update where you can play as the Daima characters. I think there's Shalix. Yeah, so they've been updating the game, So I know a lot of people excited for the game. I still keep tabs on it. But yeah, they got Cell Max and Beast Gohan and all of that. So,
interesting.
Yeah, that game. They're coming out with updates. But yeah, I think that covers everything we were talking about. Like I said, we'll be doing a second episode at some point for the music. But, Nano was able to make it here. But I think, this would probably be our shortest podcast, good 2 hour, 30 minutes. But, short and sweet. But I think we covered all the topics, we wanted to cover. And we have season 14 coming out tomorrow. So I think we can close it out.
Make sure you guys screenshot all these characters to know what their buffs are. So we can probably talk about that next week for the next episode.
We should probably have screenshots of before and after.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
But I guess my final statement is, it's funny how many viewers. I think we had I think we have 8 right now, 8 to 12, something like that. When we on some chill shit, we got a certain amount of viewers, but then when we cover, we peaked 40 something viewers, and we had a consistent 39 when we talk about some drama. So when everybody, why you guys cover drama? That's when we get the most views. But I'm just saying, if y'all want us on some chill shit, maybe support and watch when we on some chill shit too. But anyways, I don't know. That's just a comment. But you know, season 14, y'all. But yeah, I don't know. What's it called? Valley Stamps are coming on. You got any final statements you want to say?
Yeah,
we get off here?
I've just been chilling, having a fun time.
Hell yeah, big chilling, big chilling. What about you, Sammy?
Not much. Just, you know, gaming. I have to get back into Speedstorm for this competitive season of Divisions. But that's okay. But, you know, once this season's over, I don't know. Crusher, man, World Cup is dropping the same time as Crossworlds. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a sub. No Diddy. I'm gonna be a sub, no Diddy. No dominatrix type stuff. I'm gonna be a sub.
He's gonna be a sub, chat. You heard it here first. Killer gonna be a sub.
That's crazy.
Well, Angel, you got any last statements before we get off here?
Shoot, man. It was a great podcast. You know, it was weird without Nano, I will say that. But Nano will be here next week, guys. And we're gonna be covering, you know, the music awards. So we'll go back to that next week. Nano will be here next week. You know, season 14 coming out in a couple of hours. That's gonna be exciting. You know, I will be streaming after work tomorrow, 5 p.m. I'll be doing some of the seasonal stuff before our match at 7. We also got our match at 7 o'clock, guys. So if you guys want to watch Shin Snipers versus BRZ, 7 p.m. Eastern, yeah, tomorrow.
Okay, I get to catch it then.
Hey, yo, we about to go crazy.
I'm definitely gonna be in the stream. I thought I was gonna miss it because of work, but nope.
Yeah, 7 p.m. Eastern, we'll be there. You know, to give BRZ that work. You know what I'm saying? Who said that? Who said that? They're not the final boss though, but you know, Street Sniper's still gonna do our thing. And other than that, I mean, you know what? I was gonna piggyback on what Caleb said. You know, it is true. You know, when we're not talking about drama, it's not as crazy. But when we're talking about drama, everybody shows up. You know, and you know, I'm not trying to say, you know, drama is good or anything like that. But when people say they don't support us because all we do is talk about drama, but yet those same people show up when we talk about drama, make it make sense. You know, don't contradict yourselves when you say you don't want to support the podcast because it's full of drama, but when we talk about drama, your guys are always there because we all notice this stuff. Okay, it's not just you know, Caleb pointed out, we all notice that stuff, and I'm sure everybody that's in the chat will notice that stuff too. Who's here when drama's spoken to, and who's here when no drama's spoken to. So I don't want to hear you guys talk about drama too much. I don't support you because you're still gonna do it anyways when we talk about drama. So I'll keep it at that.
You're not lying.
No, but other than that, yo, that's all I have, honestly. You know.
Hell yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for season 14. I might stay up for it. We'll see.
But Caleb stream early in the morning. I'll be sleeping by the time that happens. But
yeah,
Caleb, you gotta get that resting. You racing, bro? Wait, no, you're not racing. Never mind.
Oh, exactly. See,
so Caleb could pull an all-nighter and not have to worry about the game.
You know what, Caleb? You better be the one getting all these screenshots and comparing this stuff because this would be good data for us to cover on the next episode.
Also, be good data for all of us for our match tonight or tomorrow.
Oh, that's true.
Because you know,
I'll take the screenshot and see the differences. I'll do that. You gonna handle business on the track, like I said. You know, you gonna get a lot more season, Sammy. So you have to show your skills off.
Hey man. We'll see.
Me and Angel can't carry all the time. Y'all got to carry y'all weight. Not that y'all don't, but you know,
that's crazy.
Y'all be trying to make me and Angel to work for us, or as Paulie would say, the big 3. Now the big 2.
If I'm on brothers the entire time, there's only so much I could do.
There's only so much I could do.
I got faith in y'all.
No, we're gonna win for sure. We're gonna let them know exactly who the poppy is. Speedstorm A lot of people tend to forget about me because I don't play ranked all like that no more. Hey, just because I don't play a ranked doesn't mean I won't come into the private lobby and show you a thing or two, you know? I'll talk my shit real quick. And same way Caleb. Caleb don't be playing this game every day. Guess what? We still made it into the finals of the Dual Cup. Just saying. Just saying.
Locked in on a whole nother game. I'll just, you know, I can get back in the racing shape when I need though. So like I said, I'm gonna pull it back. Yeah, it's muscle memory. That's the thing about kart racing. You can kind of take some time off, and then you can just play for like 30 minutes, and you back at it.
Exactly.
Like I said, honestly, I do want my other teammates to get some more playing time and get some more experience. I know me, you know, I kind of do damn near play every match. So
I should probably get as much time as I can for next season, because with summer being around, I've been busy with college and all that. So I haven't had much time into this game this second half of the season.
Yeah, I did all my season tour stuff almost like damn near last minute. Like
same here. I mean, I just got anxiety up to low 34 just so I can get the actual like path stuff finished.
That's crazy. We got stay tuned. We're gonna have some content. Hopefully there's a new time trial and I release a video for a time trial tomorrow. I don't know. Stay tuned, Angel got the dark side of streaming series that's been popping off on TikTok and all the platforms that I've posted that video series on. But TikTok seems to be the one that's been popping off the most. I've gotten so many feedback from other people. They're saying, thank you for like releasing this. Like somebody needs to talk about this dark side that nobody talks about or wants to talk about. And I've been having a lot of fun talking about it. And it's not just a dark side, like it's also like my streaming journey at the same time. So like, the only reason why I call it the dark side is because I've experienced a lot of the dark side parts that a lot of people probably don't realize or see, behind the scenes. So, I've been having a lot of fun. We covered pretty much everything. Now I'm at the part of the World Cup and the whole like Twitch partnership, the ordeal. So that's gonna be the next part that we're gonna be talking about in the series.
Hey, speak your truth, man. Speak your truth.
No, I kind of dig it, man. I feel like I'm a little storyteller when I'm like, explaining like the whole, like talking about like my whole past and streaming. I'm like, man, let me find out. That's exactly what my niche is fucking telling stories of my past. People like that shit though. People dig that type of content though.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So y'all,
you know who else digs that? Yo, Girth.
Yo, Girth.
Hey, it's not all about length. Sometimes it's all about Yo, Girth. So yeah, just keep that in mind.
Pause. Whoa. I'm done with y'all. Well, yo.
No Diddy.
So you guys already said your final words?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, that is the podcast, probably the shortest podcast to date.
Hey, maybe we do this because sometimes 4 hours might be too much for some people, but if we can trim down the fat and be more concise, hey, ain't no wrong with it being a little bit shorter.
Nothing wrong with that, yo. Nothing wrong with that, yo. Still a great podcast, and we still covered the main topics that are the talk of the talk for today, which was a lot of the patch note stuff and other gaming news that happened today and our reactions. We'll be back next week with the normal schedule and also a lot of divisions talk because a lot of the matches are happening this Sunday aside from ours tomorrow. So stay tuned for that and our music series, and y'all have a great rest of your night. Thank you all for the chats, the lurks. If you guys like the content, like, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified when we go live. And until next week, y'all. Let's go, chat.
It's the CrashOut podcast, buckle up, let's go. One Wing Angel, Nano, Sammy, Caleb in the flow. We're talking top 100, drama and the heat. From Disney Speedstorm to the latest game and beat. CrashOut, spin out, bring the heat and the vibe. Controversy, competition, the reason we thrive. From the track to the trends, we're taking it all. With special guests in the mix, we're having a ball. Speedstorm's the heart, but we'll branch out wide. Video games, hot takes, and the culture collide. Got a list for your mind and debates that ignite. Tune in, strap in, it's a wild ride tonight. Rev it up, level up, it's time to engage. The CrashOut crew's got the voice for the stage. From competitive tips to the latest trends, we're crashing out big, this ride never ends. Crash out, spin out, bring the heat and the vibe. Controversy, competition, the reason we thrive. From the track to the trends, we're taking it all. With special guests in the mix, we're having a ball. So hit that play button, we're revved and set. The CrashOut podcast, the best one yet.